Hey girl, it's LadyChann nonetheless, and welcome to Come Box with Shan. Oh my god, guys, I know I'm late, but sorry I am late. It is called. You know when fighters haven't been in the ring for a minute, they've got ring rust. I've got live rust. And coming off the back of COVID, thank you guys for all your well wishes. It is massively appreciated. I'm over it. I'm over it. The worst is over. Yes, the worst is over. It was 9 days. Well, it was a rough first, I would say, week. Definitely a rough 4 days. No, rough 4 days. Rough week. And then it started to subside. But then you get left with a bit of fatigue. And on my desk, I wasn't here. I got COVID. I went to my mum's for Christmas and I got it. And so I had to isolate there. So I wasn't here. My shit's all in everywhere. Like my laptop hadn't been turned on, so it was doing some mad update thing. So yeah, so that's what was happening. Let's see who's in the building. Okay, we got Urban Snaps in the building. TKO in the building. Bang Mateo, mi hermano, in the building. Lisa, yeah, in the building. Thank you, cariño, gracias. See you soon. Hasta próximo pronto. Lisa Bales, my sister, the queen, in the building. Okay, so there's people in the building. So let's have it. I'm going to put on my lip gloss, but I'm going to be introducing, 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 Kenny.
How you doing? How you doing? Happy New Year, LadyChann. I'm glad you're feeling better. If there's any consolation, my niece had to isolate with us over the Christmas period because on Christmas Day she got COVID as well.
Yeah, your connection is a bit dodgy. Yeah, your connection is choppy. Yeah, it's chopping.
Hold on.
Yeah, just looking at both lappies. There, you look better now. It stopped the chopping now.
That?
Yeah, it was just going robotic, but now.
All right, let's start again.
Clear.
So as I said before, my niece had to isolate. My niece had to isolate with us because on Christmas Day she got COVID. So we had to have the isolation.
How did you feel? How did you see her feeling? Rough, innit?
You know what? We didn't even know, right? I just came out of the room to go and to get something to eat. And I said, stay in the room. She ain't feeling so good. But you know, she you know when you do your lateral flow test, we're all fine. We could go out. But you know, like it goes from positive, then it fades. It's not positive, it fades. And you just think those last few days, come on, just let's have the clear line and everything. And eventually it happens, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a fucking nightmare. Okay, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare thing, this Omicron. I ain't gone anywhere for like 2 months out my house. And the minute I get out for 5 minutes, I taxi to go to my mum's on 28th. I'm feeling just all of a sudden I've got this mad chill. My mum's giving me 2 duvets. I'm just feverish. It was horrible. It was horrible. Banging, pain, back pains.
Well, we took the jab, innit? I'm triple jabbed. So's my wife. We're triple jabbed.
Yes, so's my mum. So she didn't.
And the kids are jabbed as well. So my daughters are jabbed. So you know what I mean?
You're right. My 8-year-old got it. My 8-year-old got it. My 4-year-old didn't. My 8-year-old had the shivers for 2 days and then it just disappeared. My 4-year-old got nothing. My brother who he got it, so he had to isolate. My mum triple jabbed, didn't get anything.
Same here. I before, you know, last year I had it really bad. The proper COVID. It wasn't, but that's the only reason why I got jabbed. The reason why I got jabbed.
The Delta. Yeah, the
Yeah,
Delta's bad.
yeah, Delta. That was last
Yeah.
January. Poor.
Yeah, I heard that one's bad. It's harder to catch, but when you do catch it, a lot of people go hospital.
No, you know, like because the thing is, when I did my test, it was inconclusive. So it was one of those things where
Oh.
it was a false positive because
Yeah.
you don't know whether you got it or not. But even so, I was knackered and my head was spinning. So I must have had it.
Damn. Yeah, yeah. You probably definitely did have it. Look at me, just looking at myself. Do you like the new look, Ken?
I love
You all
it, mate.
right?
I love it.
Do you love it?
But yeah,
Curly Shirley Temple, the Black Shirley
definitely. Hey,
Temple.
talking about the boxing, there's no boxing in Britain this January because of
It's
COVID.
January. Is it because of the COVID then?
No, I think there's recommendations by the British Board of
Boxing
Boxing because
control.
they're just assuming that there's going to be a lot of like cancellations, a lot of gyms have to be closed in case a fighter contracts COVID. So they're just saying, right, let's just do the program in January.
Yeah, yeah. Fuck. I saw Eddie Hearn talk about it. I saw when they was putting that into play. Let me just check where. Okay. You need to think. Hang on. Oh, you got it.
Mind you, some big fights, man, in Britain. Don't know on DAZN
Yeah,
come in the next 3 months. So some really big 50-50s.
yeah, yeah. I don't. Let me see what. Because this is so. I haven't even. When I sometimes
Mm,
do my show, I have the specific topics getting out, but
mm,
I literally didn't have it. It's just called. Let me put this up. It's the weekly wrap up show.
mm.
But hang on. Go on, we've got some I guess come through. Hang on. Got a you lot are just late. I already gave it you. These lot, eh? Not everyone is as organised as my Kenny Ken, I tell you.
I'll tell you one thing.
I'm trying to
Up
be
and
organised
up,
as Ken.
I'll tell you what, up until like there's some right big ones, right? But in Britain,
Yeah.
so even up until like the March 19th, there's a match. They got 8 cards in February, and they got cards going up to the end of March. Some really
Yeah, I
big.
know.
Right?
Did I is it me? But I don't know, I wasn't really impressed.
I don't know, man. Let's go through it. If we go, all right. All right. You got
Let's
up
go
until the
through
5th
it.
of February, up until like the 26th of March,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they're both here and abroad. They're both here in the United States. So we got in the 5th of February, got Vargas versus Liam Smith in
Oh
Arizona.
my, yeah, that one's a good one. Samuel Vargas.
Yeah. And then you got
Yeah.
on the
The
week
one that
week later, Ali Pally, Daniel
yeah.
Jacobs versus John Ryder.
What, Danny Jacobs, middleweight Danny Jacobs.
That's right, yeah, him.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, remember John Ryder? We all thought that
And
he got a rough. He should have beaten Callum Smith.
yeah, John
Callum Smith.
Ryder. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've seen his name
then on the
floating about quite a
19th,
lot before this.
you've got Jaime Mangua versus Demetrius Ballard. But that,
Oh, we got Jaime Mongia.
yeah, Jaime.
Oh, okay. Against
Then in London,
Demetrius who?
Ballard.
I'm not attested to who that
Yeah.
who yeah, I
Then
don't
you've
know
got,
who that is. I'm not gonna
I've got
lie.
2 more. Got the 27th of February. We've got Lawrence Okollie versus Michael
Oh, yeah.
Shislak. I think he's a
Yeah,
Polish
not
fighter.
a Coley. Yeah. Cruiserweight. But what is his name? I don't
His name is
is this a title defense?
yes, the title defense gets Mikkel Chislak, and then you've got one on the 5th of March. You're gonna love this one. Strada
And
versus
Chocolatito.
3 in San Diego. 12th of March in Nottingham. Lee Wood versus Michael Conlon.
Oh yeah, that was...
19th of March, you've got Virgil Ortiz Jr. against Michael McKingston.
Oh yeah, we're me saying I'm not that impressed with the lineup. I am.
And then
I
on
am,
the 26th
and I
of
like
March,
Michael Mickinson.
yeah, He's a South.
He's
He's
my guy,
Southport.
Southpaw guy that gave Chris
Yeah, it's
Congo beat the
Portsmouth. He's
brakes off of
Portsmouth.
him. Yeah,
And then
beat the brakes
on
off
the
of Congo.
and you got on the 26th of March, you got Kiko Martinez
Oh
versus
yeah,
Josh
he's fighting.
Warrington.
Yeah, they don't want
So
no parts of Lara, do they?
well, Laura. Well, apparently Laura. They're saying Laura don't want to know. Even if you
No,
speak to
they don't want to
Warrington,
know.
his dad says Laura don't want to know. But Laura, but
Bollocks,
you know, I think
guys.
what's happened is that
Lara's that. Yeah, that I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Lara is that Gizai, that Mexicano that comes to fight. He ain't ducking no smoke. Anyway, let me just introduce some further guests. I'm introducing introducing Ring IQ, Juliet. Ding, 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 ding. What up, Joe?
hello, bro.
Hi, how you doing, Kenny? How you doing, LadyChann? How y'all doing?
I'm
I'm
good.
all
I've
good, man.
got someone else
We're
to
just talking about
introduce.
the inactivity in January in
Just
England.
got to
So we've got
introduce
some
someone
big
else,
fights
Kenny
coming up.
Ken. Got another guest. Got another
All
special
right.
guest. I'm introducing. Introducing. We are introducing Sporting Icon. Ding, 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 ding.
What
Sporting,
is
what
up,
up, Joe?
motherfuckers?
What's up, Sporting?
How y'all doing?
We doing fine on this day. Thank you, Julius from Ring IQ and Sporting Icons. The big dogs are in the building. Guys, thank you so much and Happy New Year to you guys.
Happy New Year. I heard you was sick, man. You got the Optimus Prime. How that felt?
I had the Optimus Prime, man. It was horrible, Julius. I went to my mum's just to have Christmas, me and my kids and that, and ended up just by the 28th. I took a test and I was so ill. It was like ding, yeah, COVID.
Yo, I've gone all this time. I think I feel like Wolverine because I've been outside the whole time. I've been outside all through COVID, through 2020, through 2021.
Me too.
And I haven't gotten sick. I haven't gotten jabbed yet, but I'm gonna get jabbed. And I'm thinking now, you know what? I'm gonna get jabbed just because my daughter got jabbed, my son got jabbed, my wife got jabbed. So I'm like, you know what?
Got it. My two daughters got it.
So it's like, you know what? I'm gonna do it just because of my wife keeps telling me that it's not gonna prevent you from getting it, but it will decrease the severity of the symptoms. So I'm like, you know what? Y'all got it. I'm gonna get it. So if y'all turn into mutants, I'll turn into a mutant with y'all. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. My mum's triple jabbed, so she sat with us and didn't get anything. My 8-year-old got it for 2 days and then just shook it off and was back like doing her Christmas thing. I was like, damn. My 4-year-old got nothing. And my oldest daughter, she was sick. She lives in her own apartment. She's an adult. And she just lived. She didn't even come around us for Christmas. She had to isolate by herself.
I mean, I've been outside all this time, and like I said, I've been outside all this time. I have been masked though the whole time I'm outside.
Yeah,
but nothing so far, and I'm not tempting fate. But I'll probably get jabbed either this week or maybe next week, and just to get it over with. Like, fuck it.
Man, I know, it's crazy. Hang on, we got another special guest. I'm introducing. Introducing Boxing Beats and Rhymes. My
OG.
Beats.
The OG Beats.
What's going on?
What's going on, Beats? Right? Happy New Year.
How you doing, Chan?
I'm all right on the back of COVID. I'm all right. The worst is gone now. Just a bit bummed. A bit bummed, but and a bit of fatigue. But other than that, glad to be back.
You shook it off, yeah? You shook it off.
Shook it off, you know? Shook off.
The concrete COVID chin, you know what I mean?
I know. Look, it's me in the building. I beat it. Not many people do, and I could see why, Beats. I could see why. It's tragic. It's horrible. But thanks for joining me, and I'm gassed. I'm gassed at the panel. I think there's a couple people, but I think they'll cruising later. Hi, Sporting. Sorry, are you all right? Have you had a good Christmas?
Yeah, fine, thank you. Although I was ill over Christmas, I think I had COVID too.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure I did.
Yeah, everyone's had it. It's such a catchy thing. The Omicron one is just mad catchy. But anyway, guys, all I urge you is to be safe. Stay indoors when you can, please. If you can work from home, do so. This thing is very, very contagious. I stayed in. Like Julia said, since 2 years, I've never caught COVID. Once this Omicron came out, I went out for 5 minutes in a taxi just to go over to my mum's, who lives literally 10 minutes away from me, and I caught it. So that's how catchy and contagious it is. Try and stay in. I know it's hard, but you know, for the sake of yourself and your family, try and stay in. Or if you're going to get
This is
vaccinated,
season for it. I think in terms of this, whenever there's a strain, it always tends to attack us during, from December up until like the end of January.
yes,
When we're at our most contagious. Although obviously, we're when it first came out in March, April, I think we had the worst of it before that. In March, April,
yeah, because that was the
2020.
Delta. That was the Delta strain. So the Delta strain was the one that killed everybody. It was harder to catch in comparison, but it was you was more likely to be hospitalized. The Omicron is very easy to catch, but less that you may be hospitalized.
Well, that's a positive omen. If the latest mutation of the virus is a weaker version of the virus, then what might happen with it is what happened with the Spanish flu, because they never cured the Spanish flu. It just went away on its own because it likely mutated into a weaker version of the virus. So that's actually kind of good if Omicron is less severe than Delta Force or
Delta Force, I know. But then there's another 2 strains that have come out. So there's I think maybe 3. There's one called IHU that was discovered in Israel, and they've already got a jab for it. Then there's Flurona, which is the influenza that's combined like Voltron with Corona. Yeah, and then there's another one as well. But they don't know if these strains are going to be worse than anything else. So we just got to ride it out and see. And this is what I'm saying, man. It's just this COVID thing's come to done everybody, mate. Just come to destroy. So just try and stay in. Like I say, even if you're vaccinated, don't think, I'm just going to still go down everywhere. Yeah, still try and chill out. You get me? Give yourself a head start. Yeah, So
you got to live your life as well. You got to live.
Yeah,
your life.
Yeah, I'm with Beats, man. I'm like, fuck the shit, man. Go outside, get the COVID, don't get the COVID. Fuck it, man. Because we can't live like this, bro. We can't live like this.
You got to give it a time to settle down. That's all I'm saying.
I agree. But I also feel like how could I put it? I feel like herd immunity is actually a real thing. I feel like that's a real thing, that bats, for example, live with many millions upon millions of viruses in them, even though their immune system makes them super duper hot, which burns the virus. It's like it's a whole thing. But I'm like, yo, you know what? The plan can't be to stay inside for years and years and years and years and years until they figure this out. That's crazy, yo.
I know, but it might be that.
Well, like you say, the bats live with diseases. We've got loads of bacteria and a lot of undesirable stuff, and without it, we couldn't function as humans. So we're more resilient than they might be telling us.
I chalk it up to, there's always a sheltered kid on the block, right? And when you got a sheltered kid on the block that don't play with the neighborhood kids and he don't be outside, that shit actually makes the sheltered kid weaker than the kids that be outside getting in the dirt, getting in the mud, getting into fights, doing shit. So I don't even know that sheltering is the way to go. I don't even know. Like, maybe what they need to do is just government mandated shields. The government got money to send people overseas to fight, and y'all just come out with some shields so that people could be outside.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. My aunt's a nurse in Canada. Well, she just retired, and she was banging on about the specific masks that work, N95s or something she was talking about. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. But I know I've got another aunt that lives in Canada, and she's never left the house in 2 years.
Wow.
That's how scared she is. Not once out of the house in 2 years. Not once.
Well, I'll say this, look, and I'm not telling people to tempt fate. I'm
No.
not going to tell people to tempt fate, but all last year, for example, I was still going into work like nothing happened because I worked at a residential site and security is security.
Yeah,
And
okay.
and it's like I would go into 7-Eleven every time I would go to work, and there was no traffic anywhere else, foot traffic and lots of people. But I would always go to 7-Eleven for my coffee and my cigarettes. Like, bro, I don't give a shit about COVID. I don't give a shit. I need my coffee and my cigarettes.
Cigarettes, yeah.
And like I said,
We didn't catch it, did we? We didn't catch it, did we? We didn't catch it, did we?
I'm the Wolverine, B. My new name is Logan IQ, yo. Logan IQ. I'm Wolverine, B.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with me.
That's what
I never get the motherfucking flu shot, and guess what? I never get the fucking flu. I never get that shit.
The flu shot. I usually get the flu shot, and I didn't get it, and I got the flu.
Only time I get a flu shot is if it's a requisite of a site that I have to work at, like when I was doing hospital security. Okay, I got to get the fucking flu shot. But other than that, I don't get that shit neither. Like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, you were right. You Wolverine for real, for real.
I'm Wolverine, yo. Hit by cars, hit by all types of shit. I'm still here, yo. Ring IQ. Aye!
Yeah, stay being marvelous, Marvel. Right, let me just address the super chat. Tony Boswell dropping that $5 on your Gizelle. Thank you very much. Much respect, LadyChann done them season. And the chat stopped in to show support and hit the like button. Working and listening. Yeah, that's important. Can you hit the like button, please? Pero porque es muy importante por mi canal de boxeo, sí? So I need you to do this, please. Okay? Okay.
Are we going to talk about how Joseph Parker is quacking? Because, like,
you start, kick it off.
Look, man, I'm not one of these guys that fall in love with any fighter that has a bunch of consonants in their name, a bunch of K's and a bunch of Z's
and C's.
And I'm not like, I ain't one of those. But what I'm gonna say is, look, at the end of the day, I could understand Tony Yoka not taking a fight if he doesn't take the fight. I could understand that. But Joseph Parker don't have no excuses. Like, bro, you a former champion, bro. You fought Dillian White, Derek Chisora, Anthony Joshua, Andy Ruiz. You can't be acting like that, bro. This is Felipe Hergovic. Yeah, it's Felipe Hergovic. But what's the alternative? Andy Ruiz. That's the name they get. Oh, we want to fight Andy Ruiz. Bro, you're not going to get no life-altering money in America for fighting fucking Andy Ruiz, bro. Fuck out of here. Like, he's not a big name in America. He's not. Like, I'm sorry to say. I don't know what perception people overseas might have of Andy. I don't know. But I know for sure he's not a household name here. He's not Julio Iglesias. Andy Ruiz. So if you add on Joseph Parker to Andy Ruiz, what you think gonna happen? You think you're gonna sell 500,000 pay-per-views? Bruh. Now, if Gervonta Davis in America, if the most he can do is 225 or 215, what the fuck do you think Andy Ruiz versus Joseph Parker does?
Tell me. Tell me.
I'll be honest. I'll be surprised if that sells 100,000 pay-per-views. I would be surprised. I would be, because people don't want to pay.
Does anybody remember that we've already gone down this list before and they all turned it down before? Is it me, or did I remember that they went down this IBF list and it got down to Martin Bacoli?
They did. It was when Michael Hunter was ordered to fight Felipe Hergovic, and he turned it down. Well, initially, I believe Charles Martin turned down Michael Hunter. Then Michael Hunter turned down Felipe Hergovic. Then the IBF did the exact same thing they're doing now, going down their ranks.
Ortiz turned it down. Andy Ruiz turned it down. Tony Yoka turned it down. Why aren't these people that are turning it down just chucked off the list? Why aren't they chucked off?
If you're the IBF, you're not going to chop them off your list because you collect sanctioning fees from all these people. So you're not going to do that. But what you can do is skip the formality and just give him mandatory, because none of them want to fight him.
Not strictly true, IQ. Not strictly, like you see Charles Martin and
Beats, thank you for the super chat as well. Thank you, Beats.
No problem at all. No problem. You see, like, because Ortiz was ranked, I think 10, and Martin was 3. Mm-hmm. I think they skipped out on the sanctioning fee. I think if you got to be ranked 1 and 2 to pay the sanctioning fee. So in a way, they got to falsely advertise their fight as an eliminator that they had no intention of fighting Hergovic. Because how else we're going to, I mean, they done 25,000 pay-per-view buys. So they had to try and drum up some interest in the fight. Oh, let's make an eliminator, even though it was a fake eliminator. So they didn't have to pay no sanctioning fee.
Well, my understanding is this, and we won't know until we see this month's rank standings next month. But my understanding is, okay, if we see that Ortiz, who was ranked very low in the IBF, if we see that he moves all the way up or something like that, then we'll know it was an eliminator, but not a final eliminator. Because they have eliminators all the time for guys to move up and down, but they're not all final eliminators. Ortiz versus Hrgovic would be a final eliminator. So maybe they paid sanctioning fees, maybe, and maybe it was an eliminator. But I knew off top that's not the final eliminator, bro. And I already knew, Martin, you don't want to fight Hrgovic because why are you fighting Ortiz, who's all the way at the bottom of the queue? Hrgovic is right there with you. If you really want to fight Joshua versus Usyk winner, you would be fighting Hrgovic, not Ortiz. Fighting Ortiz gets you nothing.
Yep, and I've been watching. Obviously,
We've got him nowhere, innit?
all the time.
We've got him nowhere.
And,
He got his ass kicked. He got his ass
Got him
Yeah,
knocked
go ahead,
out.
Ken. You go ahead. We'll go round. So, Ken, what do you think about all of this ducking, or do you not think?
I'm not
it's
surprised.
ducking?
I'm not surprised because I think what's happening right now is that although there's a school of thought that sometimes like the little guy, the 6'2", 6'3", when he fights a big guy, he's actually at a kind of advantage. If he's got speed, he can move, and the big guy doesn't see the overhand right coming over. But ordinarily, fighters don't want to fight someone like a 6'9" Hrgovic, because at the end of the day, fighters hate distance. They hate fighting someone who's got a bigger reach than them, to the extent that they're going to get their head jabbed off. And what's happening, because you've got a massive reach, you don't know. A lot of times in boxing, you think that the power comes when you're inside, but because these guys have got big reach, they can actually, if they got the reach and they got the speed as well, then you ain't going to see the right hand or the left hook coming. All you're going to be expecting is jab all night. You're going to try and get through. A lot of times, you're going to have a situation where you're going to get your head jabbed off, and fighters don't want to be in back. Don't want that. They don't want a mass exam, and that's why I think that's why a lot of people don't want Hrgovic, because of the fact he's awkward, big and awkward. They don't want that. You know what I mean? The only time they're going to take that is if they're fighting for the world title against someone like Tyson Fury, and there's a title at the end of the line.
But I think that's what makes it a big duck. That's what makes it such a big duck, though. You're one fight away from the winner of Joshua versus Usyk and 3 world titles. You're only one fight away. Only one. What kills me is the guy who I would have given great odds to at least push Hrgovic, Michael Hunter, because he's not a big heavyweight. He's smaller. He's athletic. And I honestly believe he's regressed since then. He's not the Michael Hunter. He has.
Yeah, he has.
You've seen him against Jerry Forrest,
I didn't even watch it. I saw highlights. It's just ridiculous.
He's awful now.
He looked disgraceful.
You could have given Michael Hunter decent odds against Hrgovic. You could have. Not anymore, but
not
you
anymore,
could
though,
have.
Jules. I reckon
Not anymore.
I reckon Hrgovic beats the brakes off of Hunter. No disrespect, Hunter.
Oh, yeah.
A friend of the channel. He's come on there. But, I have to keep it a trilly just because I interview you. I can't cap. Can I just introduce somebody else on it? I'm introducing. Oh, he disappeared. He disappeared. Maybe technicalities. All right, let's go.
That was the boogeyman. That's who it was. It was the boogeyman.
That was Ortiz. It was Ortiz and Hrgovic tag team together. Oh wait, they're back now. I'm introducing. Counterpunch boxing news, Kurt DeVille. Ding. What up, Joe? Esposo, what's up?
Living the dream. Living the scheme.
Bars. Thank you for joining us.
How's everybody doing?
Thank you for joining us.
Oh, good, man.
Good. Very good.
Doing better than Ken. I know Ken's an Arsenal supporter. I wanted to read Ken.
You know what? You must have checked my profile.
Spurs.
You must have checked my profile and must have seen the fact. Yeah, I'm really, really angry about our defeat yesterday against Nottingham Forest.
Oh,
I'm not even embarrassed. I'm more angry.
That's shameful.
The FA Cups are dangerous for big clubs against small clubs. It always has been. Very
It
dangerous.
is.
I don't know. We didn't play like
it-
a big club yesterday, but I'll be going to the North London derby next Sunday, so I expect a tremendous improvement against the
Well,
team I hate
Who's
to call.
playing? Spurs and Arsenal. Who's playing?
Yeah,
Spurs and
hopefully we'll beat Spurs next Sunday, but don't hold. If
You
we
won't
lose
beat
against Spurs,
Spurs. Sorry.
no, if we lose against Spurs, you won't be seeing me for a month or so. I'll be.
I know.
hiding.
Go on Kent's Instagram after every match. Yeah, after
Tell you
every
what,
football
man.
match. You will crack up.
If we get beat
Sorry.
by Arsenal, I have to live like Bin Laden for at least a month.
Well, I'm Chelsea, and I ate both of you. But you know. So.
But you see with Lugovic, right? Everybody's saying the fight style. Okay, yeah, he's good. He is good. But what about the argument they're saying that the money is not enough? I don't agree. Let me just make
It's
this.
a duck.
I don't agree with that, right? Because here's what I'm wondering in boxing. How comes everybody says, "Oh well, Eddie needs to pitch up more money"? Eddie doesn't own the IBF belt. Listen, to make fights, promoters have to work together. If you believe in your fighter, you pitch some money into your fighter. Why is it Eddie always got to pitch?
That's
I
what
don't
we were saying.
understand.
Yeah.
Right? The winning bid was 600,000 by Eddie and Cali. If you don't like it, or you don't want to fight your guy to fight on his own, you put up the money. You put up more, and you can have the fight on your network. Why is it? I don't get that.
I agree with Beats mostly because Joseph Parker and David Higgins, they tried to turn their nose up at Hrgovic like, oh, who are we to fight him?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, well, if you that big a fucking A-side to Hrgovic, motherfucker, you pay for the fucking fight then. You pay for it then. You're fucking A-side Parker, right? You sell cocaine in New Zealand. I heard the stories.
Yeah.
Cocaine.
Allegedly.
Hey, I'm just saying, if you that big at A-side that you really going to turn your nose up, you are literally one fight away from 3 alphabet titles. You get the winner of Usyk versus Joshua. That's not important to you? You rather fight Andy Ruiz for nothing at all? Like, seriously? If he was to beat Andy, what the fuck does that do?
Nothing. Nada.
You see, we were talking about Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz was Andy Warhol. He had 15 minutes when he took Joshua apart. And then when he got this back, no one spoke about him no more over it. Like that was that really. Like,
listen, nobody talking about him over here. I'm in the States, man. I'm trying to tell you something. Since Anthony Joshua beat this dude, right? What he did? Get dropped by Areola? And what else?
Yeah.
And break it. And he got surgery on his leg. Like, you telling me you really believe, David Higgins really believes that fighting Ruiz will get you more money than nah, come on. Stop playing with me, bro. Stop playing, bro.
I mean, what did Andy do against Ariola? Was it 120,000 buys or something?
Bro, if that's
being a bit nice, I think.
That's the number that's out there. But you want my honest opinion? Just think about it, Beats.
Yeah.
You think 100,000 Americans gave a fuck about that fight?
No, I don't.
No, bro.
No, we didn't.
$50. I could buy a pair of Adidas with that, bro. Like, you wildin'. Get the fuck out of here.
What do you think, Sporting?
I think the boogeyman's real, and I think his name is Filip Hrgovic. Now, when it all comes to this money, that there's no money in the fight, and they're comparing the purse that Michael Hunter would have got, well, each fight will be determined on the purse. It's not just a case of, well, it's 600,000, so therefore it doesn't matter who he fights, it's 600,000. It doesn't work that way. So if he was to fight Joseph Parker, if Joseph Parker is such a big name, then, and if it does go to purse bid, well, the purse bid is going to be a little bit higher, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. That's right.
So do you agree that, because they're saying that Joseph Parker's got some elbow issue? That's why he doesn't want to take
well, it's pretty good when he's been training with Tyson Fury this week.
Exactly. I don't see no band-aid on his elbow.
No. But apparently Zhilei Zhang is up for the fight.
Oh, Zhilei Zhang needs to Zhang out his way out of the game.
But if they put that fight on in China, that's
at least he does want to fight, though.
I give him that.
Oh yeah, I'm over. He's the one that fought Forrest the other day, innit? And got a draw.
All I'm saying,
the other day and won.
Joseph Parker is being allowed to get away with this and I'm thinking, yo, if this was the 90s or some shit, and I know I'm gonna sound like an old head, but if this was the 90s, bro, you wouldn't even be able to come outside how much motherfuckers is clowning you, bro.
Outside,
If
mate. Yeah,
if he ain't shit, then fight him. You can't tell me that he ain't shit, so I'm not gonna fight him because he ain't shit. No, he ain't shit, right? So go fight him. Because he ain't shit.
I don't understand it. Lisa Bells, thank you, my sister, for the $5 super chat. Massively appreciated, sis. Mwah.
Big up,
Thank
Lisa.
you.
Listen,
But
don't
to finish the
like-
point, though, when it comes to Zhilei Zhang, if they put that fight on in China, that's massive. That's huge
yeah,
money.
yeah, that's
That's
another
true.
point.
True.
That is true.
That's true. I didn't think about it that way.
But they're not gonna
But
do that.
Hergovich is going to mess him up, though. Let's be
Zhang,
real.
I
Punch him up.
don't recall seeing Zhang's name in the ranks. That's why when he said that, I didn't bother on my channel to talk about it because it's like, yeah, that sounds good, but he's not in their ranks, so they.
Yeah, he's number 12.
He is there. He
Yeah.
is there.
Yeah,
Okay.
Then after
In there
Zhang,
because
it's
I
Hugh
just
Fury.
thought he was saying he would just do it if it was ever offered to him. But yeah,
Well, then
okay,
hopefully, you know what? Then hopefully he does get it. And maybe I don't know. Maybe he hit him with like a Chinese super punch, a low main punch, just knock his ass out.
Curtie, what are you thinking about this whole Joseph Parker? Because you've had quite a lot to say as well, like the others on your channel, on your platform, Counterpunch Boxing News. So what up, Dale?
No, I mean, as far as Joseph Parker or just as far as Hergovic and people ducking him?
Joseph Parker, Ergovic, Luis Ortiz, the whole 9 yards.
All of them, Kurt. Get
How comes you're frozen, Kurt? You're frozen out here.
No, he's not frozen on mine. He's not frozen on mine. He's moving.
Well,
Why is he not moving? Oh no, now on that lap, now he is. That's weird. On this laptop, you're frozen, and on my other laptop, you're moving. Okay, might be me.
That's the Omicron. That's the Omicron.
Your laptop more than the other one.
That's weird. Yeah.
Yeah,
Go
you
ahead,
can.
anyway.
One laptop gets the love of the connection, while the other one gets the ladder. But I think it's just a big vicious circle with people waiting around for the shot. I think that I think when you're dealing with like Luis Ortiz, then Joseph Parker, those guys think they're levels above Hergovic, so why fight Hergovic? But then you see glimpses of that too with Hergovic, because now you got Babbitt. Babbitt's been around fighting and scrapping and clawing and doing interviews and trying to get his name out there, but he's not a real fighter. He's an email fighter or internet fighter. So you see these guys are learning from the guys ahead of them what to do with people that they don't want to fight because they're waiting on their opportunity. And that's bad because that shows that that's what we're looking forward to. We're looking at, hey, I want to fight this guy and this guy's ducking me. But hey, wait a minute. There's a guy that want to fight you. I ain't worried about you. I still want to fight that guy, and I'm not worried about who's behind me. So I think you have to be humble enough to know where you're at in the sport. And if you think you're better, well, show us that you're better. Get the fights. Oh, that's right. You're not getting the fights. So if you're not getting the fights, you can't get mad at someone when you're practicing the same thing at the position you're at. See, Hergovic, he knows he's done this. Hergovic is a big guy, big, strong, awkward guy. He has pedigree. Everybody knows that. But who has he fought? You can't be, beggars can't be choosers. Nobody. And then the thing is, when Hergovic gets the opportunity, we've seen this before. Everybody has ducked him. Everybody. This ain't the first time that happened. This happened last year. I did a video about it. Everybody ducked Hergovic. You know why? Because he didn't have no money, and then they might get their ass beat in the process, messing around with somebody that big, that strong, and that broke.
I ducked him last year. I didn't want to fight him.
Hey, imagine this scenario.
I wouldn't want to fight him. Why would I fight Hergovic and he can knock my face off? Why would I want to fight him?
Fuck that
Why would I
shit.
want to fight him?
This the shit though. This the shit, right?
Now Luis Ortiz is too old to fight him.
No, yeah, because you see how Ortiz look with Martin. If Charles Martin got you looking like that, bro, don't even park next to Hergovic.
Yeah.
Don't even park your car next to his car, bro. Just stay away from him.
The car would just crumble.
Turn into sand, yo, like Spider-Man in the Avengers. I feel bad, I don't feel so good, Mr. Heyman. Turn into sand.
I know.
Could you imagine all
yeah,
that?
yeah.
That's a Charles
The
Martin.
hand-
So Charles Martin, he loses to Luis Ortiz. He was number 1. He could get dropped down to number 10 or number 11, and actually get the Filip Herkovic fight.
Yeah, he could.
Yeah. Has he been dropped? Has he been dropped? Will we know if he's been dropped by next month's rankings?
They haven't released it yet.
The hand injury for Ortiz as well, yeah? Okay, you got this hand injury.
It's a lie.
The winner of that eliminator isn't getting a title shot to at least 2023. So you telling me your hand is injured, it's just not good enough.
Yeah,
man.
because he's old. Old bones take long to heal.
His hand ain't injured, man. Like, listen, if you want the fight, and see, if you get the fight, let's just hypothesize. Let's say Ortiz got the Hergovic fight, and let's say that he pulls a miracle win out, he wins the fight. You can apply pressure on the IBF after that, and they will comply. You know what I mean? They're not the WBA. They're not the WBC. I don't care what Joshua and Usyk signed in a contract. I don't care about Tyson Fury and what he. I don't care, but none of that shit got nothing to do with me. I want my title shot. The thing is, these guys don't want title shots. They really don't. They Ortiz don't want to fight for a title, bro. Joshua Ben offered you a multi-million-dollar deal. You let them fuck it up, bro. Come on.
Why does it keep happening to Ortiz? Do you guys think?
Oh, I know why. Because he's a Cuban fighter, and Cuban fighters in America are often mismanaged. Like Rigo. Rigo was supposed to fight Jazza Dickens years ago, but his people fucked up his passport situation. So the fight ended up getting postponed. It's like, bro, your team got one job, bro, to accommodate your fights.
One job.
Yeah, but don't the management want any money off of these big? They get money off of these big money fights. So if Joshua's offering you 7 million or whatever it was, and Dillian White's offering you what 4 million or whatever.
LadyChann.
They wanted 10 million. They wanted 10.
Hold on. What if it ain't even that? It ain't even that. What if I told you that there are managers that are being paid by promoters to act in the best interest of the promoter instead of the fighter? What if I tell the guy's name is Jay Jimenez, I think it is, right? Well, let's just suppose that Jay gets a call from Al. Yo, here's 100,000. Kill that shit. All right, it's dead. It's dead.
They sustain their life by
That's a bit
just
sad,
getting
though, isn't it?
It's terrible.
It's sad, but that's the way it is. I mean, it's if his job is to get him fights, well, who says and who dictates who gets him what type of fights?
Exactly.
Right.
So how much did he get against for Wilder in the rematch after he turned under 7?
Well, he got fucking peanuts, bro. Like, look.
Some joke business. The first fight he got, what was it? It was like in the hundreds of thousands, like
Yeah, it was
700.
Yeah, like he could look. Honestly, I don't think he could have got more than $3 million for that fight. Maybe
he didn't
4.
even get that. You
Which
bring
fight?
Jack
First
in.
fight or the second
He
fight?
got probably about 1.52, you know.
Exactly.
Which fight? The second fight?
The second fight.
The second fight's supposed to have been 1.5.
See, yeah, that's what I thought it was.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. 1.5. Yeah,
That's crazy, yo.
No,
That's
but it's
crazy.
rumored to have been 5 or 6 mil. But the way he act, I don't think he acts like that on top of the doctor bills, because if his kid is getting worse, those doctor bills are going to pile up, and that's not going to be what it is. And I think I know what happens in situations like that. Al Heyman, he knows he gets personal with these fighters, and he does things for them to make them feel entitled to stay with them. So, then, for example, let's say Ortiz or whatever only have so much money in the bank, Al Heyman will cut a check to that hospital to cover those expenses. And then they'll like, well, hey, I can't do that. To hear Angel Garcia say, I'll die, I'll take a bullet for Al Heyman, you think it ain't personal at this point?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think. Listen, Kurt, I think he's fucking a couple of those guys. Is what I think. I think he's fucking Leo Santa Cruz. I think he's fucking him. He's fucking him, dog. I think he's fucking Spence too. Now, what I'm gonna say is also,
we're gonna get onto that because I heard you saying that you think Crawford is.
Listen, the real reason Spence wants to make out with Crawford. That's the problem. That's the problem with negotiations. I seen the shit. I didn't believe it at first until somebody showed it to me that he was blowing kisses in Yellow BZ ear, and I'm like, "Come on, B."
I saw that.
Then you know what time it is. So like, it's already like, I Spence. All right, bro. I dig it. I ain't even mad at you. Just live your life, bro. You're not never gonna fight Crawford. I've been saying it for 3 years. You're not never gonna fight Crawford. It's cool. But one thing I heard about Al Heyman and the purses is basically if you see 5, that's probably really 1 million. If you see 1 million, it might be 2 million because they don't report all of the purse to the commission, so you don't get as many deductions.
So you
That's
don't
what I
Tax
heard.
and that.
so ring
Yeah.
IQ. You don't think Caleb has got that 10 for Nella?
No, I honestly don't. I believe he got 3. I honestly believe he got 3.
Are you
Honest,
serious?
my gut. Look. My gut is food in there, but it's also truth in there. All right, and I don't believe for a second Showtime paid him out $10 million. I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. What I
Wow.
believe is that they take some of the purse from the fighter and reinvest it into the company to keep the company afloat. Because look at these numbers. You cannot be making money off of these fights unless you take what money you made and reinvest it into the company. How are you staying afloat? 100,000 for Ruiz versus Areola, 215,000 pay-per-views with Davis versus Barrios. Bro, you can't be unless you laundering money for somebody. I don't see how you stay in business.
Yeah. That guy, thank you for that $5. That's deep sea diver is what we call it in the UK. Thank you very much for that super chat. Massively appreciated. So, guys, where's your stance on the Errol Spence fighting Ugas? And you met Julius? Do you remember I was on your channel the other day and I said I do believe that maybe that Spence will fight Crawford? I just have to retract that. I don't. He's not. When I heard that geezer come out the other day, what's his name? Tim Smith. Yeah, I knew. And then I saw your commentary as well, and it made sense. Like, nobody's made an offer, but yet you're already like nipping it in the bud before it's even allowed to even grow. Even, do you understand? Like,
it's like if I want to do the fight, right? I would get Crawford in the building. I talk to Crawford like, listen, bro, we want to do this fight, but we can't give you. Let's say you want 7, we can't give you 7. But what we can do, maybe we give you 5, and let's work it. Let's promote this thing to where you could get that 7 or you could get that 10. When you want to do something, it's like anything else in life. When you want to do something, you don't make excuses. You fucking do it. You figure it out, whatever it is. If you want to get a certain job, you want to do a certain thing, you trying to get a certain girl, you figure it out. You do it.
Let me ask a question, right? Because I don't know. Has Tim actually made Crawford an offer?
No, he said he didn't.
So why is he talking about what Terrence would take him from what he wouldn't?
Don't make no sense.
I don't get that. That just makes no sense at all.
Beats,
This is what I'm saying.
I'm telling you, he never wanted to make the look. He's this. I got 2 tweets from Tim Smith. One from 2018, one from this year. He's saying the same shit in different ways. Oh, well, now's not the time for that fight. Oh, well, now in 2022, oh, we don't want to make him an offer that's insulting. Bro!
No, but yeah, well, insult him. Insult me, because I want to see the fucking offer.
That's ridiculous, yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Just insult me. At least insult me with an offer. Like, insult
Beats,
me.
he might end up fighting Regis Prograis. He might end up fighting Regis Prograis, Josh Taylor, maybe David Evanesian, because David is a dickhead. Why would you go to Frank Warren if you were welterweight? What the fuck is he? What the fuck is he gonna do for you, bro?
Absolute dumb move. Dumb move.
Well, I don't like. You went to Frank Warren so that you can ask for Conor Ben. That's like wiping your ass.
Why does anyone go to Frank Warren though? Right? Like, you had Tyson Fury, right? One draw with Deontay Wilder, and you had to run to Bob Arum to back you up. Why are you going to run to him? He's no longer the force he used to be in the 90s, clearly.
No, he's not. No, and he's not. I mean, like, he's Mick Hennessy level at this stage.
Yeah,
he just got a TV deal. That's the only difference. But he's Mick Hennessy with a TV deal. Who he got? Sonny Edwards?
No, Edwards is a free agent now. Sonny's a free agent. He's on Pro Bellum, isn't he? He was fighting on Pro Bellum the other day.
Oh shit, yo! I don't really like Sonny, to keep it real, but
yeah, I'm done with that Pro Bellum shit anyway.
Well, Frank, he's got what's it? Dubois, and he's got Joyce, isn't it?
I mean, I like them.
He's getting Dubois to take that belt off of Brian. Get
like
that belt off of no fight, Brian. That Brian needs to get out of it as well.
Hey, Joe Joyce,
they better be careful with that Trevor Brown. They better be careful.
No, Trevor Brown won't beat Dubois.
Hey, Joe Joyce will beat Hergovic. Joe Joyce will beat Hergovic. He'll beat Hergovic.
Y'all better stop.
Yeah.
Y'all
Don't
better
let me
stop.
don't let me take your money again.
Hey, you better stop, Beats. You better stop. He a juggernaut. He the motherfucking juggernaut.
I don't
I
know,
tell
you
you
know.
what.
Maybe it's possible. That's kind of like a split down the middle fight.
Hey,
But
listen,
you have
I'm
to
telling
analyze
you,
it a bit.
when they step Daniel up again, you know what's
Get
gonna
his
happen.
eye cracked.
You know what's gonna happen when they step Daniel up again.
Why
Bro,
Trevor Bryan?
Trevor
No.
Trevor went life or death with
Shit.
Bermain Stavern,
He
bro.
went
And
life and
so
death
would
with the
Daniel. And
Mason
so would Daniel.
No, he won't. He'll blitz
All
him.
right, all right, all right.
Beats. I'll put money on it. He'll blitz him in about 5.
Hey, you don't remember Berman giving Joyce a few moves and a few.
All right, you right.
Nah, man, he's
You know you
done.
right. You right.
Nah, Brian's done. Done. He's done. He's done out here, man. He's
Hey,
done. That's
Daniel.
why they're trying to hostage up that belt. He's done.
No, wait, but Daniel, listen, ain't Daniel with Shane McGuigan now?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
that
All
was
right.
all right.
You better stop that shit,
All
Beats.
right.
Stop that shit.
Good
My
shit.
man Shane. My man Shane. Stop that shit.
Yeah,
Coley got a jab now. Why?
Coley's
Coley
with
got
him
a
now.
jab now. Why? Shane
He's
McGuigan.
done
Yeah.
well for straight. Coley's done well so far. Under
He
Shane.
doing so motherfucking well. Mavis Breedis is ducking him. Aye. And he ducking him.
Hey, but
He is
Brady's
ducking him.
what Brady's got a tattoo to fight Jake Paul. What is all that about? What
Yo,
happened there?
It's all gone left. It's all gone left. These boxes are just anyway.
He don't want to
let me
box.
just check.
He wants the retirement. The
Yeah, they want
insurance
retirement
person,
money.
ain't it?
Yeah, we'll just get out then. Just give them the fights and get them out. Like
He
filter
wants
these
the what they call it again? The trust fund first, man.
trust fund money. That's what he wants. Yeah, that's what
I'm
he
so
wants.
The nest
disappointed in
egg.
that fucking dude, bro. I thought so much better of him than that. Like, you got all this energy for Jake Paul, bro. Really? That's fucking crazy.
I'm not gonna be too hard on him. I'm
I
not
am.
like he fights in the cruiserweight division. What's his biggest purse? Do you think his
Yeah,
biggest
there's
purse?
No,
is
no,
probably
wait a minute,
going back to
wait a minute.
WBSS?
He made good money being in the World Boxing Super Series for 2 seasons, Beats. He did make good money.
Well, then move up
What's
to heavy. I
good
thought
money?
that's what he was
Let
doing
me see what his
anyway.
purses are, man.
All right, let's say this. Remember, he in Latvia. He in Latvia. So you don't need a lot of money to be a king in Latvia. You don't need a lot of money. $2-3 million.
The world has changed. The world has changed for Eastern Europeans out there now. Now everybody's on this global thing. Everybody wants to be balling. So even in Latvia, they want to be balling. If you're driving whatever, they want to drive it. If you're wearing that, they want to wear it. You know what I mean? So
yeah, they want to catch up. They want to catch up now. But still, just fight who you're supposed to fight, man. You're supposed to fight your cruiser. You said you're coming up to heavyweight. You saw what Usyk did.
Yep,
It's a
I
bit
remember
late.
that.
How old's Brady's? 37. I mean, bit late, but you could be. You're not going to be. You're not going to be a champ in the heavyweight division. But
No, he won't beat nobody.
He'll be like probably like one of the out of the. What do you reckon he'll go in as a top 15 heavyweight?
I mean, nah, because he too little. Like, look, Breedis is good for cruiserweight, but he's about what, 6'1", 2 and change. Nah, like he too little for that division, bro. Like you gonna get to the top and they gonna mess you up, bro. They gonna mess you up there, bro.
I thought he'd beat Usyk.
I don't see him as being a champion, but I see him as making better money as a low-level heavyweight than he's a top-heavy cruiserweight.
I can share this with you,
Maybe
right?
I'm wrong.
Him and Usyk earned 800,000 each in that semi-final, and he didn't make it part. Like the winners got 2 million. I thought they got more than that. They got 2 million for participation in the final. They received 2 million and 2 million plus for the victor. So Usyk got any cash was in there. He came out with a 4 million. Right?
All right, but Beats, remember Breedis won the last season with Dorticos. He was the winner.
There was probably less money in that one. Less.
Bro, you don't need a lot of money to live in Latvia, bro. You go over there with $1,000. You like fucking Julio Iglesias over there, bro.
Balling out there, yeah.
Balling out there. You got Nike tennis shoes and shit.
But are they euros though, Beats? If they're euros, it's expensive. If they're euros,
no, hold on.
They might have up their little
dollars. Yeah.
But that is. Look, Latvia.
That's what. They made dollars in the WBSS. Probably euros.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
some euros, but still, you would ball out there with just
yeah,
a little bit of money.
Latvia's the size of Rhode Island, bro. That shit is mad little.
until-
B, like, shit is mad little over there. Like, what
Until you get used to that lifestyle, then the money runs out.
bro? You could buy mad goats in Latvia with like $5. Mad goats.
Make your own cheese.
Word, make your own cheese and shit. Come on, B. Breedis is
man.
wildin', bro. Breedis is wildin'. He ducking the smoke, bro. He's ducking the smoke.
You guys are crazy. So, can I get your takes on with Spence fighting Ugas? One, is it a PB? One, is it a pay-per-view fight? Two, who do you got winning? Can I just give my little take, because I can see that it's possible that Ugas, as he's been active, can beat Spence.
Say it, Chan. Say it again. Say it again. Say it again.
I can see that it's possible that Ugas, who has been active, can beat Spence.
Yes, he can.
But I don't think the PBC is going to allow Spence to lose. So
But how
I
they
think
gonna
there will
stop
be a
him?
payoff.
How are they going to stop him getting his head beaten up? How are they
Unless
going to
it's
stop
so
it?
no, because unless it's so convincing, like if it goes to points, I could see Ugas getting robbed. Ugas has been robbed.
This
He's
the
had a
thing.
career of getting robbed.
If he gets the double vision is my thing. If he gets the double vision from the retina, he's gonna be. He could. Ugas can tee off on him, man. You talking about a dude, right? This dude ain't fought in a year, B, and he is held together by bubblegum, scotch tape, and hope. All right. If he get hit in that eye and he get that double vision, it's a wrap, B. It's a wrap.
They're cashing him out. They're cashing him out now.
I think so.
Cashing him out.
Do you
They
think
could
they're
be.
cashing us out, Kurt? As a down south fellow down south, what do you think they're cashing out Spence?
No,
Who do you think wins in that fight?
Ugas, but he's not going to win.
You think the same as me?
Look, here's the thing. This is what happens. If Ugas beats Spence, he's not going to get the decision, but he will get a rematch. They will have a rematch. But at the same time, it plays into the plans of keeping everything in house, like like Floyd. Keep everything in house. That's what he's gonna do. I mean, that's all they're gonna do. That's what they want to do. So they're like, look, it'll be a good fight for Errol Spence to come back. If he loses, they'll fight again, but he won't get the O taken from him because he's the last of the Mohicans over there at the PBC. And on the doctor.
So what? You're telling me if you guys beats him like he beats Pacquiao, he won't get the decision? Of course he'll get the decision.
No, he won't. No,
So
of course he
why
won't.
didn't they give Pacquiao the decision?
Y'all better stop with all these decisions and these
You know
scorecards.
why?
Y'all got a lot more faith than me. Spence might go out on his shield.
Listen, they gave that to Pacquiao because Pacquiao's not guaranteed. Pacquiao wasn't guaranteed to stay with PBC. Pacquiao is the guy that they had on for rent. He was a rent fighter for PBC, not the other way around. These are actual PBC loyal.
Wait there. He fought Thurman on the PBC. Broner. Didn't he have any other fights on the PBC?
Nah, Beats. He right. Manny was not contractually obligated to stay with the PBC. He was trying to go to the zone for Mikey Garcia, but that didn't materialize. So he really was like a free agent.
Yeah, he's a free agent, but he was cool. He was cool at the P. I don't think he would have jumped off if he got the decision.
He was old. It was over with. He was old. It's over. Pacquiao's old, and they knew he was old. They knew he only had a certain amount of fights left.
Yeah.
And when Ugas did what he did, I mean, they had nothing in place for that. But Errol Spence, they will have in place. They will have that in place. He will not win a decision against Errol True Spence.
That's if he lasts. That's if he lasts long enough for there to be a decision.
Well, look, Errol Spence is tough enough to withstand an ass beating. He can stand an ass kick, but that don't mean he's gonna win. You think Ugas with those type of knockouts that he has? You think he has hands of stone? He's just a good fighter. He's very.
If that eye go, it's the eye that I'm worried about.
Yeah, it's the eye. It's the eye
that I'm worried about.
Yeah, once that injury happens, it's always downhill.
Kurt, I respect your opinion, right? But retina damage and retina surgery against someone with a really good jab is not a good concoction, bro.
It's not.
I'm
No,
telling
it's
you.
not at all. I mean, I agree with you. And for the record, I would like to be 100% wrong. I mean, like everybody knows how I feel about Cuban fighters. Like Jules said, they don't get a fair check. They're managed piss poor.
Did y'all see Poltergeist 1, right? Y'all remember what happened to their house? It went into the next.
Yes. Yep.
If Spence lose that fight, that's what's gonna happen to the PBC. It's gonna crumble up like a paper ball and go into the next.
Oh
To
no.
the next realm.
The next round, B.
Yeah, I don't. Sporting, and Kenny, your intake. Welcome, Coach Malachi from New Media Today Boxing. Thanks for joining us, Mal.
Yeah, absolutely. Got a lot going on.
Sus, we're back again. Go ahead, Ken. What do you think about Spence? Do you think Spence is ducking Crawford for one? And with this Ugas fight, is it PPV worthy? And who wins?
You know what? I think sometimes it's not really the fight as such. It's the fighter. It's the fighter that can be on its own with people, pay-per-view worthy. Because ain't Joshua, regardless of who he fights in England, I don't know what it's like for you guys in the United States, but in England, ain't Joshua.
Can everyone? Sorry, Ken. Can everyone mute their mics just to lessen the background noise?
Yeah, in terms of like here we have Anthony Joshua, right? Anthony Joshua can fight me, and that's pay-per-view because of who he is. And I don't know what it's like for Spence in the US of A, but there are very few fighters in boxing that are pay-per-view fights. But there will be pay-per-view because it depends how you promote it. Crawford is one of the great, pound fan for me, pound fan the great after Canelo, second to Canelo. But for some reason, you guys are more authorities than me. From what I'm hearing in terms of the pay-per-view buys, he doesn't make much money in pay-per-views. I don't know why, because I think he's a great fighter. But again, the thing with boxing nowadays is that it's not about ability anymore. It's about selling the fight and how you promote yourself, and that's what sells. So is Spence Ugas pay-per-view? Depends if they do the promotion right. Depends how they promote it.
Well, it's going to be Julius and Sporting. Julius, no, it's going to be. It's already they're putting this as pay-per-view. I thought it was going to be free, and then I think now they've gone back.
Then if they're going to make money, they need to promote the arse of that fight and say
that fight doesn't do no more than 300,000.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Spence's last numbers with a more well-known fighter, Danny Garcia, were only about 225 or 250 reported.
Well,
that's all. So, and I'm not gonna make no proclamations. Those are just the facts. Yeah. Danny has more of a profile than Ugas. Yeah. So if Danny got more of a profile than Ugas, and you only did 250 with him, what you gonna do with Ugas?
Is that a reflection of boxing in the US though? Because what I'm getting the impression that in terms of like, as much as boxing is massive in the US, I still think that the US market, obviously here in London where I'm from, I was getting the feeling that the Hispanic fighters are the ones that put bums on seats. In terms of like the boxing. Now, I don't know if that's the case, but that's the impression I'm getting from you guys.
Let me break it down for you. Right? It's a lot of background noise.
Thanks, AJ, for the super chat as well. Thank you.
Let me speak myself.
It is and it isn't. It's more like, okay, right now the Hispanic fighters and the Hispanic fans are putting all the money up. Why? Because the Hispanic fighters are creating actual excitement. That's why. It's simple. Canelo Alvarez went for undisputed, and it didn't take 10 fucking years. It only took 12 months. Mm-hmm. That's so you could support that. Now, what I'm saying is, if we had another motherfucker from the U.S. that's moving like that, he'll get money too. So long as you ain't on no bullshit, yeah, you'll get money. But Spence is on some bullshit, and you cannot use the internet and the comments that you see on the internet as a gauge for real life. In real life, them fights ain't getting bought. They ain't getting bought. regardless of who you argue with on Twitter, right? Because we all get into arguments with people on Twitter and people on YouTube and people on Facebook. But in real life, 250, bro, with Danny Garcia. That's real life. And who knows if it was less than that? Because y'all telling us it did 250. I'm pretty sure it did about $170. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Yeah. Sporting takes on Ugas and Crawford and Spence, this whole situation. Who you got winning out of Spence and Ugas?
I don't know. I mean, I found lately that every time there's a PBC fight happening, I feel like there's something else going on. And quite honestly, I don't care about PBC fights anymore.
I know.
I feel like there's something underhanded going on all the time.
There is.
I mean, as to who will win, I can agree with the panel that Ugas will probably win, but won't get the decision. Is Errol Spence stuck in Spence? Well, you got to be a fucking idiot to think not.
Errol Spence stuck in Crawford.
I just don't like the PBC anymore. I've just had enough of them.
Yeah,
I can't watch them when I'm seeing Ortiz versus Charles Martin pay-per-view. I'm seeing Thurman versus Barrios. I'm seeing Tank Davis spread all over the place. I'm seeing Jake Paul on the PBC shows now. I'm like, I just don't care. I'd rather watch Queensbury, and that's saying something.
Oh God!
Wow, that's a bold statement.
So your man caught it.
Well, I'll say this: when you're dealing with the PBC, like you said, it's something underhand going. I mean, it's really slapping us at the face at this point, because you can say what you want about numbers, and you can lie about them or exaggerate them or whatever. But one thing you can't do is say what a person ain't received. Who ain't received the money? The Paul. Logan Paul. The Paul. He has not received his money.
Oh.
So I mean so why would he say he hadn't received his money if he received his money?
But in fairness, that's the first time we're hearing of that. So maybe they just
boycott is one thing, but if you're not getting paid,
listen. There's something going on over there. Al is using that money. He getting ready to file for bankruptcy so he could take all the money he stole and not have to pay nobody back. Fuck around. It's the perfect shit.
Wow.
Perfect shit.
It's AB. No more announced for AB.
But Curry, did you say who you'd have women? Ugas. You said you had Ugas winning, and so did Sporting. So are we beat? So who would you? We all in compliance that Ugas and sorry, Mal, I'll get your take that we all think Ugas beats Spence.
I'll tell you what. My deciding factor on that fight is that retina injury. There is like I don't like it going into a fight with a skilled Cuban guy who knows how to use his jab, knows how to. I don't like it I don't like it.
This type of fight, it's interesting though, because I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it because I'm gonna support Ugas. Ugas is that guy.
Are we buying it or are we nicking it?
I'll buy it. I'll buy the shit.
Let me think. Let me dry snitch on myself here. Hang on. Am I nicking it or am I buying it? Well, for us, it's just going to be on Fight TV like most of the PBC stuff is, and it's only a tenner. I may as well just probably buy it, to be honest.
I might end up buying it because boxing makes me a lot of fucking money. So, and I believe in good karma, so I might buy it.
I was thinking of boycotting it. I was thinking of boycotting it, but through me on a boy, now I got man cut it.
Boycott that. Yeah.
It's like this. You gotta hate the system, not the actual boxers themselves. Like if you look at Ugas,
how do you say that, Curty? Sorry, explain how do you boycott a system without unfortunately having casualties of war?
You don't.
Yeah,
that's how you don't.
I don't agree.
You don't bargain.
Yeah, but why pay something that you don't want to watch, that you don't want?
I mean, I never said I didn't want to see Ugas versus Errol Spence. Everybody knows we want to see Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford, but the system itself don't want that fight to happen. They never even made an offer, but then at the same time, they can say he's not a pay-per-view star. So if he's not a pay-per-view star, you're already shutting down the possibilities of even wanting the fight. You're saying, I don't want the fight. So if they don't want the fight, it's a reason they don't.
Terrence Crawford is an American hero.
There you go.
God damn it.
Yeah. That's all. I mean, you can't. But see, he's not a trash talker. He's not a troublemaker. He's not a person like that. And they know that. They know he can't be manipulated. They know he had a solid contract, even though the promoter himself, Bob Arum, got pissed for even making the contract in the first place, but he's the American lawyer, so that's his fault. So if anybody screwed anybody, that's Terrence Crawford screwed over Top Rank, and the PBC and Showtime don't want to follow that same train. Okay?
Terrence Crawford is Achilles reborn, is what he is. He's Achilles. Y'all seen Troy? He Achilles. That's who he is.
Achilles!
I ain't seen it, so I don't know.
You better see that movie, Lady Chan. That's a good ass
movie.
movie.
Yeah, you get off right now and you watch that.
Rubbish.
That's a good ass movie.
It's that's the movie.
He beat the fucking shit out of Hector, yo. That shit stayed with me, man. He beat the shit out of Hector.
I need to really watch it then, so I know what you guys are talking about. I'll watch it, and then next week I'll be able to...
Yeah, it's the story of Troy. It'll be good. I'll send you a link to it. So.
Yes, please. Thanks, Curtie.
Mal, just to remind you, because, you know.
Yeah, to do it. Yeah. Mal,
that's a good movie.
I'll watch it. Mal, what do you think about all this PBC?
It's a lot of echoing and it's a lot of echoing.
Everybody mute. There we go.
All right. It could be somebody was playing it in the background as well. So, what was the question again about Crawford and
Yeah, what did you just think about the whole situation? Crawford, Ugas. I mean, Spence, Ugas.
Ugas.
Is it PPV? Is Spence ducking Crawford?
I pretty much agree. I pretty much agree with the panel for the most part about if Ugas wins, he's not going to win the fight. It's going to be a situation he can't win the fight. You know, Errol Spence is like one of the last bullets in that rest ass 38 that the PBC has.
Right.
And, you know, I hear pay-per-view stars and all of that stuff there. There's only one pay-per-view star, and that's Canelo Alvarez in North America. Nobody's on the PBC as a pay-per-view star. Now, I get it. They may have some fighters that they can pay that they can make a profit off of when they go pay-per-view. I get what they're saying, but as it relates to Errol Spence ducking Crawford, I don't know what that situation is. All I know is I've been saying it for a long time that the shit is not going to happen. I did a show basically saying that, hey, it's Crawford, you need to stop chasing Errol Spence. I got the receipts. You need to move on. The boy don't want to fight you. So he don't want to fight that guy. They say that I'm gonna put it on Errol Spence. I'm gonna tell you why. He said he's his own boss. They want to do. They big fish. Big fish don't want to fight this guy. They keep moving the goalposts. Him and the Aerosexuals, they keep moving the goalposts. Wrong side of the street, wrong promoter. You know, sign with the PBC. The baby mama got to get pregnant. We got to do the one leg up, do the cabbage patch. You know, do the hula hoop. Let's shoot some dice. You know, oh, okay, now he's a free agent. Oh well, he's a free agent now. He wants too much money, but I did not ask him what he wanted. We are not in negotiations with him, but we just know he wants too much money. He's not a pay-per-view star. Now it's always some shit. They don't want to fight. Errol Spence don't want to fight the guy. The nigga too busy kissing rappers, hugging up with other dudes, you know, whispering in dudes' ears, kissing them on the neck. And I'm gonna tell you something. Errol Spence is an alcoholic. This is a known fact in the sport of boxing. Coach Malachi Williams, New Media Today, USA Boxing is saying this. It's a known fact. You know, allegedly. Okay, whatever, allegedly. I can go by what I see. You know, from what I see, he's always drunk and hugged up with other dudes. So, and I talk to a lot of people who know some stuff. This dude loves to drink. I'm more inclined to believe that a fighter who trains, who lives the lifestyle of a boxer versus a guy who lives the lifestyle of a rapper outside of boxing, I'm inclined to believe that the guy who has the skill set just as good as that guy is going to win that fight. You know what I mean? So he don't want to fight Crawford. You know, whether it's Tim Smith says it, Al Heyman says it, whoever says it, doesn't matter to me. The proof is in the pudding. He don't want to fight that guy. Crawford should move on. Stop chasing the nigga. He don't want to fight you. Move on and just make it do what it do. That's all I got to say about that.
Errol Spence is the Lil Zane. Errol Spence is the Lil Zane of boxing.
Can I just say this, yeah? What I don't get about the PBC, I don't want to go too hard at them because it might seem that beats as
well, I'll say this about Errol Spence. You know, you can't blame Errol Spence at the end of the day. I'm going to tell you why you can't. You know that...
was I talking or was I talking?
I don't know.
No, here's what I'm saying.
There's a big echo, so I don't know what
I think I can be heard. No, here's what I'm saying: is how are they managing to function, right? When so many of their fighters are being accused of not taking fights. You got Ortiz, Andy Ruiz turned down the eliminator, Charles Martin, Spencer's being accused of taking the fights. Charlo's been accused of not wanting to fight Andrade. How can they keep functioning like that? You got Tank, not wanting to fight Farmer, then Haney, Loma.
I could tell you beats. I could tell you beats.
That?
Somebody got an echo though. The way that they function is right. The operational costs of all the fights that they're making, the operational costs of the fight that they're making, right? They're very low. You're talking about guys like Isaac Cruz, Juan Montiel. These are guys that you don't have to pay a lot of money. So believe it or not, they're making a nominal profit. Like they're making a little bit of money. You understand me? Like a little bit, because you don't gotta pay. You don't gotta pay those guys a lot of money. What do you think it costs to put together Gervonta Davis versus Isaac Cruz? At most, that's a $1.7 million fight to a $2 million fight. You got that. So when you put that on pay-per-view, you might actually get something back because it costs next to nothing to make. But you saw what Leonard Ellaby said about Devin Haney. We not going to pay him that. He make a lot of money. We not going to pay him. Yeah, because you ain't got it to pay him, bro. You don't have it. That's the difference. Now, you could let Eddie do the fight because Eddie has it to do the fight. But you don't want to let him do that because you know what's going to happen. And I don't give a shit what nobody think about Haney. He'll fucking beat that boy. He'll beat Davis. He'll beat him.
It's akin to being the guy who just keeps selling, selling 10-pound drawers of weed and is too scared to sell the bigger stuff. Like, if you go and take on the Lomachenkos, you're going to get more money. Like, them fights are going to build up. Like, the TOs and,
But Beats, you leaving out one part. You leaving out one part. They don't like their guys' chances against those fighters, bro. They don't like Errol's chances against Crawford. They don't like Errol's chances against Crawford. They don't like.
I don't like the chances against Crawford.
Crawford would beat Spence before any injury, before any car crash, and he'll beat him. He'll beat him now. That's just point blank. Period. Like that's just.
He'll hurt Errol. I think.
Let me ask the panel a question because I'm stuck on something.
Exactly what he did to Kell Brook to Errol. He's going to target that eye, turn southpaw, and duppy, and hit it, and that's what he's going to do. And then all of a sudden, what is it? It's his left eye. So actually, you could just hit him with a straight right, straight right all night, and by round 4, I guarantee you, it's a stoppage.
Now, Beats, I know you don't like Bob, right? But I'm gonna give you an example. And because I want to cut anybody off. Bob liked Jose's chances against Maurice Hooker, so he was like, "Yo, they got $4 million for you over there, bro. Go get that shit." He liked his chances. If he didn't like his chances, then he wouldn't have sent him over there. He liked Vozdik's chances against motherfucking Stevenson. He liked his chances. Like, yeah, you could beat that motherfucker. He don't fight shit. So when you like the fighter's chances, and there's no cost to you. You're not gonna be the one that foots the bill to do the fight. Of course, you're gonna send him over there. Like, yeah, go ahead, you'll fuck that motherfucker up. Bring me back some money. If you like his chances.
Yep, Ramirez brought back 2 scraps. Went over to the zone, brought back 2 scraps. In fact, Bob got over on Eddie on a few more fights, from what I remember, sending fighters over there. I can't remember the fights, but there was a few where he got over. That's what you call betting on yourself, not what they're saying they're doing over the PBC. That's betting. Sending your man over there and then bringing back all that gold. That's what you're supposed. That's how it's supposed to be done. That like a proper boxing promoter at this level here has to gamble and has to take chances. Like them guys are selling dime bags on the corner, man. Like you're saying, 1 million to put on a cruise and tank. That's not elite boxing promoting, man.
You know what they're doing? They gotta. If the PBC was like you pushing something, you pushing product, bro. Y'all nickel and diamond. That's what y'all not selling weight. Y'all nickel and diamond. You probably got like 2 ounces of weed that you flipping. That's what y'all doing. Cause Isaac Cruz versus Gervonta Davis doesn't cost nothing to make. Charles Martin versus Luis Ortiz does cost nothing to make.
And tying that in,
Barrios and Thurman.
But tying that in because I saw that on Mal's channel earlier, and he'd be having Rick Glacier again tomorrow. When Mal added it up, remember Mal, you added up the Ortiz figures, the PPV sold. We just rounded it up.
Yeah, it was less than $1 million.
$1 million.
Yeah.
So how much was their passes? How much was would you say they
We don't know. We
they've
don't
gone
know.
bust from that fight?
Yeah,
Definitely.
we don't know. They have to put these fights on pay-per-view. And Julie said this a while ago, and I think Sporting Icons might have said it, and I know Kurt said it. What it is these guys they want these astronomical numbers to fight. But the problem is you don't do astronomical numbers. You know what I mean? You can't expect to get $5, $10 million for a fight when you fighting Homie the Clown. You're fighting Hobo Sam. You're fighting Shawty Big Nuts. No one knows who you're fighting. You're fighting these dudes, and you're fighting these dudes, right? And then you want us, we're gonna put it on. Well, look here, baby boy. We ain't got the money to pay you. We know you want 10 mil. This is the question I have. Not trying to jump all over the place. My homeboy from my city, Keith Thurman, who I don't cap for. He's from Clearwater. I'm from West Tampa. He wanted $10 million to fight fight Terrence Crawford. He said this. I've seen it, right? I got a question I want to ask Keith Thurman. Are you getting $10 million to fight Mario Barrios now?
No.
So the same dude who you said ain't fought nobody. He ain't fought nobody. He ain't nobody. He's overrated. He's this, he's that. You want $10 million to fight that guy, the skinny kid from Omaha, Nebraska, but are you making $10 million to fight Mario Barrios? So listen,
do it, Mal. Pacquiao wanted bloody 20 million or 30 million.
I'm just saying they want astronomical numbers. They want astronomical numbers to fight a guy who's supposed to be easy work. He ain't fought nobody. He's overrated. He can't do numbers. But when it come down to fighting this guy, dog, listen, I want $20 million. I want 50 million in Bitcoin. I want some stock options. I need something for the 401k plan. I need somebody to take care of my child support. You're on the wrong side of the street. Okay, you're a free agent now, but you want more. You want too much money. But in one breath, we haven't even talked to him. We haven't even talked to him to negotiate with him to find out what exactly does he want. Bro, it's just obvious.
Terrence Crawford is Achilles, man. He Thanos, man. I'm trying to tell you, it's Terrence Crawford.
He is the boogeyman of the.
I'm gonna say this. There's no boycotting. I'm not boycotting the PBC. I'm not asking anyone to boycott. I'm gonna watch Ugas and Spence. I'm gonna watch that. But it's up to me to decide what I want to pay the pay-per-view for it. Yeah. See, we gonna watch the fights. It's not a boycott, not watching the fights. We gonna watch the fights. What it is now if everybody gonna pay for it, that's gonna be a whole nother ball game. That's all I'm saying. No, I'm gonna watch all Spence fight. Now I can decide whether I want to pay pay-per-view for it or not. If I want to pay for it, I will. If not, I'm gonna stream it. Simple as that. I don't give a damn. I'm telling you what I'm gonna do. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna say this. If the universe tells me that week, because I'm on the fence right now. If the universe tells me that week, listen, motherfucker, you make a lot of money off this boxing shit, buy that fight. If the universe tell me, then I buy it. If the universe don't say nothing to me that week, that fight ain't getting bought. It's not simple. I don't give a fuck. I'm like, I ain't with this bullshit that I gotta feel sorry for Ugas or feel good. Man, fuck Ugas. I don't want to see you, bro. I want to see Crawford and Spence. I don't want to see you, bro. You need to fight Butaev or Stanionis or whoever, or Jesse Kansopoulos, whoever. I don't want to see you in Spence. I ain't been waiting 4 fucking years for you. All right? But if the universe tells me, I'll pay for the fight.
What do you all think of Al Heyman, the PBC, not allowing fights to happen unless it happens on their network? Isn't that illegal?
Yes. But it is illegal.
I'm talking about Canelo versus Plant, and
that's illegal. That is illegal. But you know why they get away with it? Because Plant is on board. If Plant felt like protesting, then that would create the legalities of the situation. But when the fighter, the promoter, the manager, and the network act as one, it's fake legal. You understand? Yeah. Like, Plant is not under contract with Fox or Showtime. You don't owe them loyalty. But because you're giving it to them willingly, well, technically, it's not illegal because you acting like you got an exclusivity deal. And that's because you're a bozo, and that's because your manager's a fucking bozo, or your manager's not a bozo, and Al Heyman is paying him on the side to tell you to do, like, we going to stay on Fox, bro. We got to stay on Fox, bro. Even though Fox is like, look, Anthony Joshua got $100 million exclusivity deal on Sky. That's what he got a couple of years ago, right? If you want me to stay here, you need to pay. Now, is Fox giving Caleb Plant that? No. So why you giving them that for free? And go to the old proverb in the Bible. Why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? That's what you dumb motherfuckers is doing. You staying over there, being loyal, for what are you being loyal for, bro? If they got money across the street, go get that money. Fuck is wrong with you? We gotta be on Fox. You gotta be on Fox. Why?
Yeah, pathetic.
I never seen that.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
I never seen nothing like this for my life. Like, bro, it's you know, maybe I don't know, maybe I'm just too old school.
Back in the day, it wasn't like that. It was.
No, I just, you know, I'm not on this new school shit. I just, you know,
yeah, give me back the old school any day. Can I just address the super chat, Mr. T? Thank you for dropping that quarter of a diz up on your girl. Marius, I know I'm well late with it. Marius Braders has got a tattoo, possibly fake, to call out Jake Paul. I hope he gets sent to the Shadow Realm in his next fight.
Did y'all see where he got it? He got it on his thigh. That shit is so weird. Like, bro, out of all the places you could have got, and it's big too. Like, if you go to the beach, you can't hide that shit. He's wild, bro. He ain't like no Capricorn I ever seen. That's all I know.
Oh yeah, you a Cappy, innit? And so's Malachi.
Capricorn season.
Who else is a Capricorn on here? No, that's it. It's a Virgo here. Beats, what are you?
Aquarian.
Oh God.
They're the best. They got the best sense of fucking humor.
Aquarian and Capricorns. You lot hard work, mate. Both star signs.
Who's a Virgo? Who's a Virgo? Virgos is good money. Virgos is good money.
I'm
Virgos
a
is good
Virgo.
money. Virgos is good money.
September 10 in the build dizzying. Yeah. Okay. So what's next on the list of what's been happening? So what do you think about the zone schedule? So I mean, like what Kenny is giving me, and I've read it. Vargas Smith, Jacobs Ryder, Mungia, Bollard, Okoli, Chislak.
I tell you what, yeah. I'm just gonna say this. I've heard the zone critiquing the schedule, but if the PBC had John Ryder and Danny Jacobs, they'd probably put it on pay-per-view. I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Yo. Look, can I say this before I go? I want to say this, right? Let me say this before I go. Beats kind of took the words out of my mouth just now with the John Ryder and Jacobs, but I'm gonna say this. You're not going to sit here and tell me that Mick Conlon versus Lee Wood is a bad fight. That is not a bad fight. That's a really good fight. John Ryder versus Daniel Jacobs is better than Broner versus Santiago. The only fight that the PBC has coming up, and I'll say this on life, the only fight they have that I'm looking forward to ain't even Spence versus Ugas. The only fight they got that I'm looking forward to is Stanionis versus Butaev. And they ain't even PBC fighters. That's the only fight they got that I'm looking forward to. Other than that, fuck them.
And on that note, salute, Julius. Thank you for coming. He was in the build dizzying.
Hey, £8 a month, man. It's a good schedule for me. And like,
me too, Beats. Thanks, Julius. Ring IQ. Thank you for coming. Massively appreciated. I think it's good for £8, Beats. I think it's good. I think it's a good schedule for £8 for the next couple of months.
Only thing that pisses me off, we don't get to say Joshua and Usyk first.
I was just going to ask that. Where do we get that? Because he's already did that on Sky. Ain't that contract done now? That was the last fight that he had on Sky.
We're gonna have to. While Joshua's got any market value, we're gonna have to dig in our pockets to watch him fight. That's just how that goes. You know what I mean? But maybe if he loses this time.
Yeah, let's talk about that, because that's the last kind of topic that I do want to speak about. Anthony Joshua and his in and in, who's going to be his trainer? Are people coming down too hard on him? Let's sporting icons. Sporting.
I think a lot of people, when it comes to AJ now, because he's taking his second loss, are going through the whole. He ain't no good. His mentality's low. Blah blah blah. Listen, he's always been this way. How he talks, he's always talking about the next stage. Whether he wins, loses, or draws, I'm always going back to the gym. I'm always going back to the drawing board. I'm always learning. This is what he does. Yeah. As far as him maybe binning off Rob McCracken and going with somebody else, I don't know if that's the right move. Only Joshua does. But I will say that Usyk is not unbeatable. Usyk had problems in that fight.
Yeah.
When Joshua pressed forward and was throwing punches, Usyk didn't like it. That should be pretty obvious what it is that Joshua needs to do.
Yeah.
Put him on the back foot. Put him on the back foot. Put him on the back foot, sporting icons. You're right about that. Just to me, just to change the mentality. Say, you know what, man? I get it. This guy's he's all of that in a bag of chips. Undisputed at cruiserweight. Man, damn all of that. I'm Anthony Joshua. I'm going to step to this guy, and he's going to have to show me something. He's going to have to. One of my favorite fights of all time. Marvelous Marvin Hagler versus Robert Mugabe. John Mugabe. Sorry about that. John Mugabe. Bruh, if you want to see tick for tack, going through overcoming adversity, and just if you want to see a mentality, a mindset fight that no matter what you do to me, I'm going to stop you. That's what I want to see from Joshua.
I think when Hagler hit that uppercut from Mugabe, then I think Mugabe knew he couldn't win.
Yeah. Listen, bro, one of the greatest fights of all time. That fight right there. And just watch that fight. I would advise Joshua, watch this fight and see the mentality that you're going to have to beat this boy. Because this boy can fight. You could have beat him. But, it is what it is. But that's water under the bridge. Not worried about that. This fight right here,
Hey, but guys,
we ain't taking selfies.
Guys, you know the thing about the Joshua fight, when I saw I was at the gate, the fight, at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Yes, you did the right thing. You have to box. Because the thing about it, right, is we're talking about a stamina issue, about doing this for 12 rounds, because this was always going to be a 12-round fight. But it becomes shorter if Joshua does the right thing. Because people say, go and take him out, but you still got to be able to box. You still get your distance. One of Joshua's single punches was his uppercut. Now, if you're going to get Usyk in trouble, you have to be able. One, you've got to punch accurately, and you've got to do combinations. What Joshua was doing wrong in the fight,
single punching.
It's a straight shot. You look at how he wins a lot of his fights when he fought, Klitschko, Wembley, and when he fought, when he takes some major fights, it's always the uppercut. He starts with the uppercut. And then he goes with the left hook. And he goes and finishes you off. What I was seeing at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium was that and the right hand. Now, if you're doing that and the right hand, all the guy has to do is boom, boom. And then what he'll do is he'll come up with the left. He'll come up with the... just
with the straight left from Joshua's face.
What Joshua was doing was the right thing. He was boxing. But he wasn't throwing combinations. Doesn't matter whether if you throw just 2 punches, a straight and a right, then... I'm seeing that all day long. I'm moving, and then what I'm going to do is that because I'm on the ropes, in order to get the judge's eye, I'm going to be throwing my punches, but I'm going to push you back with the backhand, and that's what he did at Wale. So Joshua, what he has to do, he has to throw combos, and he has to get that uppercut in. He ain't winning that fight if Usyk can't fill in the uppercut. That's what's going to soften up the uppercut. Yes, it's going to be a hard thing to do, but you're going to have to try and throw some combos and take some risks, because
he's gonna have to fight like Galata. That's what he's gonna have to do. Fight dirty.
If you're throwing a straight punch, you're throwing straight punches. I'm sorry, all day long, it's going to be the same result. So whoever his trainer is, he's got to remember one thing. Ain't Josh has got to realize one thing. He said he's a fighter. And he's a trainer. It's no good doing auditions all over the world and say I want to bring someone in. Look, do what you paid for. Let the trainer be the one who gets other people in. I hate it when fighters, when they lose, they want to get other. I know they're the boss, but sometimes, right, you can have too many cooks in the stew.
Yeah, but I don't think he's got a great team anymore. So he feels like he has to do it all himself. Or
you
something.
Say that you say that, but the approach that Rob McCracken had for him is the right one. But it's how you execute the plan. If you're going to execute with straight punches, you're not beating a fighter of that skill. You're not going to do it.
So you don't think Rob McCracken should have been offed?
No, I think Rob McCracken did that one thing, but again, Joshua should know himself as a boxer, and he's going to learn from the second fight what he did. Because remember, we talked about the stuff that he did well, where he hurt Usyk, pushed him back, but he didn't keep him there. You keep a fighter there when you throw your punches and you vary it with combinations, and you do the fight that knocks fighters out. It's the uppercut. A big man like that hitting someone like 6'3" with an uppercut, that sets up your plan to knock him out or to control the fight, not from straight punches.
You got to catch him first, though. You got to catch Usyk, and then
And that's, you set it up. You set it up. But when he's hurt, and you know he's hurt, uppercut, in, up, boom, boom,
Yeah,
boom.
he's going to have to try and cut off that ring like what Derek Chisora did to him in the first round. But what I'm saying, he's very slick and he's very slippery.
I know, but Usyk, you think he's shown his best thing with Chisora? Coming to Chisora was just a roadmap to Joshua.
There was some success that Chisora had, like shots to the body straight away. Usyk, we all know that. We've seen that.
Very
Usyk
slow ones at that as well. Very slow ones.
Very slow ones, right? If they connected, Usyk don't like it. But I think this pushing him back on the back foot mentality is not going to work because Usyk is a back foot fighter. He's the fight on the back foot, and he'll come in, do what he's got to do. He'll stick and move.
Depends what you hit him with. If you hit him with straight punches that he can see all day long, a straight down the right hand, of course it's going to be. But
yeah, you're going to.
What if you use your combos? Yeah, if you use your combos and the accurate, then he can't get out of that. You have to.
But I don't think you should. I don't think you should headhunt Usyk straight away, because he has a great chin. You've got to slow him down before you go up top. And I think you're going to need to attack the body, slow him down, so it slows his movement down, and then go up the top. Because Usyk, it's not still boxing. Going into the body. When you're headhunting Usyk, it doesn't work. If you've got a prime Usyk that is at full optimum, you can't just think you're just going to punch him in the face. You can't just punch him in the face.
Yeah, but it depends how you headhunt him. If you set it up and you try to go by one straight punch, you think it's going to work, then that's not going to work. It has to be vary it. You can still headhunt some, but you vary your punches. And your combination.
Yeah, but I think
you can headhunt him, but
you have to take
the thing is, to headhunt Usyk, you've got to master the ability to feint. So if you can feint him and you can get him to go on the ropes, then you can. You see how Conor Ben feinted Chris Algieri on the ropes and he had nowhere to go and he hit him with that right. But there's skills that can Joshua develop enough for the fight. I don't know in time. I don't know. But he's got his work cut out, bro. Because I want him to win. I want him to win, but he's got his work cut out.
Go ahead.
No, I tell you what. I would have loved to see someone like Andre Ward or Bernard Hopkins fight Usyk. They would have beat his ass, literally. Because it's a mentality, it's a mindset. I don't care who Anthony Joshua gets. Rob McCracken, Angelo Dundee, Customato. He can get anybody he wants. What I saw was a mentality. I saw something that wasn't there here. If Rob McCracken gives me a game plan, that shit ain't working. As a fighter, you gotta say, no, man, this shit ain't working. I'm fixing to do what plan A ain't working. What I saw was there was no plan. It was plan A. Okay, Rob told me to do this. Okay, Rob, I'm gonna stick to the plan that Rob telling me. When they go to the corner, yay, AJ, you're doing good. We're proud of you. Throwing water. I don't want to see that shit. It's a mentality. Listen, put Bernard Hopkins in that situation. Put Andre Ward. Put I'm saying like James Toney. Guess what? This guy who y'all looking at is a problem. Usyk, he's a matrix. He would have got his ass tore up by one of those fighters. You know what I mean? So it's a mentality. I'm just saying that's just my opinion. You don't have to agree with it, but it's a mindset. It's a mindset that AJ has to have. Dude, you 6'6", 240-something, 250-something pounds. This guy is not unbeatable. He's not Voltron. He's not Megatron. He's not Optimus Prime. He's a man just like you. You can beat this guy. This guy is not like I saw a lot of shit that he was doing that night. Then he'll back off. You know what I mean? So we don't need Rob McCracken talking about, and I don't care who AJ get the train. It doesn't matter to me. He got to be the one getting the ring and fight. But all of this, you did good. Come on, AJ. All this bullshit, like, bro, to me, it's some soft shit. I'm just calling it like it is. I don't like it. The game plan didn't work. Whoever trained him didn't do a goddamn good job, and he didn't do a good job in making adjustments. He's been fighting long enough. The way he should know, he got to make adjustments. He didn't make no adjustments that fight. That's how he got his ass whooped, doing the same shit from the first round to the 12th round. Now let's see if he's going to learn something this time. I don't know. Time will tell.
I thought Brady beat Usyk. Maris Brady, go watch that fight. If you haven't seen it, I thought Brady beat Usyk.
No, he started off good, but he gassed out. He started
Yeah,
to
but
slow down, and Usyk started to pick him off. I watched that. I did a point score on it, a rewatch on it, and I was like, nah, Bray just didn't win. Usyk in
I
the end.
felt that Bray
Do
done it
you?
because he
Do
didn't let him
you?
breathe.
Yeah, in the beginning, like in the first, I think in like the first quarter of the fight, Bradis was doing well. He's coming with the power punches. Usyk didn't like it, but then in the end, Usyk in my opinion, but yeah, Usyk just started to pick him apart by the time because Bradis started to run out of steam. Started to miss punches, and when you're starting to miss those big punches, you start to slow down. You're expelling
Look,
energy.
I don't want anyone to be under the illusion that you could just go in there and just swing at Usyk.
Yeah, no,
Not get yourself tagged up by some
you
serious
can't
ish.
just swing at him. This is what I'm saying, and this is what I was saying to Ken. I get what Ken said. I get what everybody on the panel's saying. Yeah, Ken said you've got to do a bit of boxing. Yeah, you got to, but it's got to be strategic. Don't think you can go in there just like punch off his face, or don't you think you can go in there and just steamroll him, or don't think you can go in there and be a purist boxer and outbox him. All of those things, you've got to do a bit of all those things. Don't you agree? You got to be a bit of the purist boxer when it's time to be maybe a round or two, be that purist boxer. But every tactic that you choose to do within those, if it's going to 12 rounds, which it fucking shouldn't, you're going to have to win all of those rounds. So if you're going to do the purist, you've got to win. You're going to be a purist for a round or two. Make sure you win those rounds. If you're going to be the headhunter and you're going to fucking bash him up a bit, for a round or two, make sure you win them rounds. If you're like, do you understand what I'm saying? If you're gonna be going to the body and trying to disable him, better win them rounds. And then after you've won all them rounds and you've completed those tactics, then you should be knocking him out by round 8. To be fair, he shouldn't be there after round 8. If Usyk's there after round 8, you're lost, AJ.
Listen, man, look. Bottom line, AJ's gonna come back stronger. I don't know if he's gonna win. I'm gonna back him to win, but he's gonna come back stronger. He's gonna come back stronger. Trust me.
I mean, what I've been hearing is Usyk is this guy just can't be beat. Like he's the best fighter in the history of boxing. Like this is what I'm hearing from a lot of people. Like I'm like, dude, like I saw the fight 3 times. I saw this fight 3 times. Usyk wasn't running. He was sitting right in front of Anthony Joshua. He was right there. He wasn't running.
Yeah, but that's not normal Usyk.
His face was pretty.
He didn't respect Anthony Joshua's power. In the end, he started to just stay in front of him. Like, I don't really care now.
I don't know how his face got marked up. You know what I mean? I don't know how his face got marked up. So, somebody was hitting him.
Yeah,
he can be touched. Mm-hmm. He did get hurt in that fight. Body shots was hurting him. All I'm saying is just a mindset. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I get it. He's supposed to be this greatest guy in the world. I understand that, but I'm like, whether Anthony Joshua can beat him or not, I don't know. You know what I mean? Because if it's a mindset. Again, it's not the physical skills. Anthony Joshua has the physical tools. It's I said it that night, and I'm saying it again. Yeah, his mindset has to change. It's his mindset. Why? Yeah. If he doesn't change that mindset, it's going to be the same result. If he doesn't know how to make adjustments in the ring, it's going to be the same result. Those are the 2 things I see he need to change: mindset and know how to make adjustments. Yeah, I agree. Curty, Anthony Joshua, give us a quick counter punch rundown, please.
I mean, he has to be more aggressive. I mean, he would have done a lot better had he fought in the 12th round. Then he would have had the excuse to have the expression that he had on his face when they called the new winner and the new undisputed heavyweight champion. It's like he tried to coast, and he tried to figure Usyk out, and there was no figuring Usyk out. He was just a difficult fighter to beat. So in that point, in that, he instinctively should have done something different. The body work was working for him. He could have went to the body and stayed to the body, And that was one thing that he could hit on Usyk, as you see, but he didn't really constantly do that. He still tried to box Usyk. So if he tries to box Usyk again, like I said the first time, he is going to lose. The only saving grace that he may have is something Usyk decides to do differently. Like he said, I can fight differently myself. When they asked him, what do you think Anthony Joshua could do differently? Like he could give a shit. You know what I mean? What are you asking me about him for? Right? So what he did was he was like, I can fight differently too. He bypassed that particular answer and gave a statement of his own. He counterpunched, hey, I can fight differently too. So hopefully for AJ, Alexander Usyk puts himself in a situation to become more aggressive if he intends on knocking out Anthony Joshua, right? And puts himself in a situation to get caught with a left hook, the one he hit Andy Ruiz with, putting him on his ass the first time in his career. So hopefully that could happen. But I don't see him bypassing it or omitting his skills to try to knock out Anthony Joshua. I see him constantly with the same with the same mindset, with the same defensive / offensive equilibrium balance that he would use anyway. So it'll be difficult anyway, and he'll be difficult for any fighter at the heavyweight division. If not Tyson Fury can beat him, not saying he's unbeatable. The person you think that can't probably will. That's the thing about boxing. This is boxing. This isn't like
any other sport.
So, you know, I mean, who thought that Andy Ruiz would beat Joshua? Shit. I mean, a lot of fights thought, you know, people thought that. So, you never see who thought Gamboso was going to be still female. Think about it.
I know.
I mean, I did say, hey, I'm looking at an upset, but you know, I'm not always right. So I don't want to get that, you know, have people thinking I'm the guy that's always right. A lot of times, again, I like to be wrong. But Usyk,
yeah,
I don't see him all over the place. You know, I think he's a hell of a fighter. I always thought he was a hell of a fighter.
Yeah, you did.
Look, this fight is going to tell us that. I think we can speculate on it all day. Like, I'll break it down like this. AJ has had a lot that's came to him very quickly, and he's earned it hard. But has he, like, is he like content? How content is he? Like, you know what I mean? Is he just happy where he is, like getting all this dough, making all these business moves, 258? He's got so many endorsements and stuff that he's handling. He's a businessman. Like he says, like he doesn't talk about it a lot, but AJ's control. He does a lot of the business himself. He doesn't just give it all to other people to handle. Is he just? I don't know where he's at. I don't know. If he's not hungry enough, then no, he's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. The hunger's got to be there.
Yeah, it might be that silk sheet syndrome. I don't know.
Yeah.
Thanks, Unrivaled Boxing Talk, for dropping up €5, showing love for Julius, looking like the only lumberjack who cuts hair. Julius, yeah. You know Julius loves his lumberjacks. He loves his lumbos. Will Lynch, let me just get through these super chats before I wrap as well. Will Lynch, I wanted to call you Willie Lynch there. Will Lynch, thank you for the quarter dub that you've dropped on your girl. There was another one. Oh, hi, Mr. Glad to see you back healthy and beautiful, Queen. Thank you so much, Roderick Freer. Massively appreciated for the super chat. Massively appreciated.
Now, can I just add to it? Yeah.
Go ahead.
Right. If he loses again to Usyk, right? Mm-hmm. Depending on how he loses, do not write Anthony Joshua off, because we don't know how good Usyk is. People are assuming that he can't beat Fury, he can't beat this guy. We don't know what we have. We don't know. You know?
No, I'm not writing him off. I'll support him whether he loses or wins on this next fight, because I just like Anthony Joshua. So,
hey guys, how's this sound? Anthony Joshua by May this year, 3-time heavyweight champion. Sounds good.
That I'm telling you, that'd be great.
Amazing. Yeah. That would be an amazing title.
No matter what you say about his boxing ability, that's greatness, isn't it?
Yes,
that is greatness. It's greatness even doing it once. It's greatness doing it twice, and that's what people need to realize and put some respect on his name. I see other channels and that they just don't put respect on his name at all. Like it's so easy.
Whenever AJ loses, they've become Tyson Fury fans or boxing experts. You know, especially the casuals. Oh, we can't box. Well, hang on it. You guys only buy. you guys ain't. I never saw you guys at the York Hall or any of these boxing halls or the Camden Irish Centre.
Exactly.
Never see you guys here, but all of a sudden you're boxing experts because you saw a bit of effing and blinding on Good Morning Britain. Nah, get in the bin, man. You don't know boxing.
Let me just say this, yeah. I was reading this article about Joe Louis today, and it was so true. Imagine if Joe Louis was boxing today. Hold on, you haven't fought for a title shot. You just got knocked out by Max Schmeling, who the guy who quit on the floor and won the title. Like, right? You got floored by brittle-fisted James J. Braddock to win the belt. He would have been under fire today because that's what they do. But in hindsight, we look at his. Oh, you held the belt for 11 years, but yo, Joe was on the floor. But Buddy Bear had him on the floor. Jersey Joe Walcott had him on the deck twice. Like, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Like, if he wins it for a third time, he's gonna have a lot of critics. But like you say, that's greatness right there. To be unified champion 3 times is greatness. And like, if he has a rubber match with Usyk, they'll both go down in the Hall of Fame. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Good. Hang on. We just got this link's only for Unrivaled because he wants to say Mal's got to go. So Mal. So
yeah. Thank
Malachi,
you, man.
that wig yesterday, you was cracking me up. I was in tears, man.
No. Listen, that wasn't Malachi. That was Reverend Coach Abernathy, man. You're getting confused. Abernathy, Coach. I wasn't there yesterday. Abernathy was there. He's holding the sermon. You know what I mean. He said he gonna show up again Sunday. You know what I mean. We're gonna try to save some of these fanboys. We're gonna try to reform them from their wicked fanboy ways and see can we bring them back to the sport of boxing instead of all this damn fanboy. I got something for him this week. I ain't gonna lighten up. I'm gonna tighten up. But hey, tomorrow the show tomorrow. I'm gonna have Rick Glazier on tomorrow. He reached out to me. He'll be on at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 8 o'clock UK time. See you guys tomorrow, man. Don't meet me there, beat me there. My motto.
I'm looking forward to it.
Peace. Shout out to Kurt, man. Shout out to Jules. Shout out to Sporting Icons. Everybody else on the panel. Salute.
Okie doke. Hi, Mark. Just briefly, you just joined us before we wrap it up. Go ahead. Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Awesome. I just wanted to touch because I heard the thing about rooting like people just ruling Anthony Joshua out. If let's say he hypothetically lost a rematch to Usyk, which is no foregone conclusion, he was landing damaging shots in the first fight. He could go for a bit more. He could hurt him more. Who knows? Like Beats was saying, we do not know exactly how good Usyk is, but I will say this: we know that the man is a legit top 5 pound for pound caliber boxer in the whole sport. We know that. There is no shame in losing to an Olympic gold medalist, an undisputed cruiserweight champion, and now a unified heavyweight champion of the world. You just need to maybe right your wrongs. Maybe you can beat him. This dude is capable of beating anybody in that division. He showed it against AJ because we know AJ is capable of beating practically everyone in the division as the only person who's beaten more than 5 top 10 heavyweights.
Exactly.
He's the only person who's proven that. So to rule a guy out like that because he loses in a boxing match to a fleet of foot, excessively skilled southpaw who's using angles no one else at heavyweight can use is retarded. That's all I wanted to say.
No, that's a good point.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah, that's facts. So why is everybody so quick to write him off? Is it down to jealousy?
I think it's the lack of boxing knowledge, like Kim was saying. I think it's they don't really get it. I don't think they really get it. Like if you keep taking on mandatories and unifying, you're gonna lose fights. You're gonna lose.
Yeah.
You're gonna lose fights, man. That's why Floyd didn't do that. That's why Floyd didn't unify a lot of belts because like
he would have got a lot.
You need to get yourself a break and then select your opponents. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, he's great. He's a great fighter. Don't get me wrong. He took some great challenges. You know what I mean? But if let's say if every weight class Floyd fought in, if he tried to go for undisputed in all the weight classes, I don't think he'd have a 0 on his record. I don't think he would.
Never got undisputed, did he?
No.
I know. That's
he had 3 belts at welter. I think there was at welter he tied up a lot of belts, but he never had had all 4. Never had all
Oh,
4.
but does Floyd overlap from the 3-belt era to the into the 4-belt era?
No, he's always been in the 4-belt era. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
He
never.
was in the 3 belt era, but he didn't hold the 3 unifiable belts in the 3 belt
Yeah.
era.
Floyd was
In that specific,
free belt era is 80s, man.
No, 3-belt era was.
the 4 belt era beats officially starts in 2006.
I was gonna say early 2000.
Does
I thought
it?
it was like 2000.
Yeah, officially. Even though the WBO has been around since the 80s.
But they weren't recognized till 2004.
Okay.
Properly popular.
Like, we're talking fully recognized. That's why the first 4 belt undisputed champion is technically Bernard Hopkins.
Yeah. Interesting.
But
Yeah,
Winky was a undisputed champion at 154. But he only had 3, not 4.
4 belts, yeah.
Yeah, it was in the 3-belt era. So the 4-belt era obviously is harder to become undisputed. So that's why you got to kind of respect what Canelo's done, because or Josh Taylor's done, and Anthony Joshua wants to do, but you got them cock blockers. You got the cock blockers. You got your mate. You got the cock blocker, mate. Yeah, that's
Can I say one thing before I go? Because I just want to say this. As in regards to Tyson Fury and Dillian White, right? All of these people out there who were saying Joshua's afraid of Usyk, Joshua's afraid of this guy, and he goes in and he fights all these mandatories. Put the same fucking pressure on that fat front.
Who dropped out? Someone's dropped out.
Yeah, let's see Tyson Fury fight Dillian, man. I mean, like, it's only right. Like, look, people can say Dillian should take 20, and maybe he should, but Tyson should be doing more to try and make the fight, I believe, as well. He shouldn't be talking about Ngannou and, and whoever, Andy Ruiz. Like, how are you going to fight Andy Ruiz, right, and you've got your mandatory right there? You shouldn't even be mentioning that. He should.
You know what? You know what? That guy should get a medal, because I think I'm a big Tyson Fury fan, but the way people have anointed Tyson Fury as like the best heavyweight of all time, or the best heavyweight in this current era, when he hasn't fought all the fighters in the top 10. He's fought Wilder 3 times, and he's fought Klitschko. But we have to accept, despite the fact that we are boxing lovers and we watch fights for most of our lives. Obviously, we love football. I love football as well, but the fact is that I've been told to accept that Tyson Fury is the best thing since sliced bread at heavyweight division, because of 4 fights. And that's not acceptable. Another thing that I want to challenge as well is the WBC rules clearly state that the interim fighter should get a fair slice of the pie when it comes to the fights. Now, for Suleiman to break his own rules is a disgrace. To Suleiman to tell Tyson Fury, "Oh, it doesn't matter. You don't have to defend your belt. We'll look after you." Sorry, mate. There should be a level playing field. Don't break your own rules. Don't try and use the fact that Dillian White got knocked out by Povetkin. So what? He won the rematch.
He won the rematch.
That's what they keep saying.
Where does it say in the WBC rules that you had to be interim champion for a number of days? If it's there and I've got it wrong, please show me. Don't all of a sudden just decide that Dillian White can't get his fair share and that he needs to succumb. He probably will do succumb, right? But let's just get this right, and let's get some facts on the matter. Tyson Fury does not sell out arenas like Anthony Joshua. There's only 2 fights where Tyson Fury can sell out a British arena: Anthony Joshua and Dillian White. Dillian White just brings as much to the table as Tyson Fury, if not a little bit more. Because Dillian White is a proven pay-per-view fighter on one of the biggest sporting platforms in the United Kingdom, which is Sky. He's proved he's good. He's got a number. So if Dillian White takes the 20% or 25%, if I was him, I would demand a share of the ticket sales, and I'd demand a share of the pay-per-view, and not the lion's share, but
I think he was getting a share of pay-per-view.
Because I'll tell you one thing, right? Without Dillian White, there's only two fighters in British boxing who can get pay-per-view numbers, can properly sell out arenas, and one of them, and Tyson Fury ain't both those fighters.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
could
yeah,
like Josh said, he couldn't sell out a phone booth, mate. Gillian White does the sales, always has done since he got up and running, and he was gone from selling tickets to himself for himself. Do you know what I mean? To where he is today. Tyson Fury knows this, but I think Gillian White is offered, if I'm correct, Bob Arum 25% of the PPV, but that was within the lowball deal. I don't know if that was in the $5 million
Well, we're
or
waiting
whatever.
for this purse bid on the 18th, man.
Yeah,
That's
because
Yeah,
what
they've,
we're waiting.
next
they've
week. Yeah,
extended it,
Yeah,
haven't
yeah,
they? Yeah, so they've extended it.
next
So
Tuesday.
yeah.
the
Tuesday,
reason
yeah.
why they extend though, because they did this with Crawford and thingamajig. What's his name? It's just Porter. And they extended that as well. And then that got into in the end a deal being made and stuff as well. So maybe they're going to make a deal. That's why they've extended the purse bid. Frank and who is it? Frank and my mind's just gone blank.
Bob.
Frank and Bob
Frank and Bob,
maybe
yeah.
just come up with something. Because I don't think they want that Eddie to be getting
Well, not at all. But I think Bob Arum is completely misread what's going on in the in
Kingdom.
the UK, because I think what someone needs to get in Bob Arum's brain that this fight doesn't happen. This fight ain't happening in the United States. May
Nah.
happen in Saudi Arabia, but it's not going to happen in the United States because the United States are not interested in this fight. This is a British fight, and if Tyson Fury wants to know what it's like to sell at a stadium and get genuine interest in one of his fights, i.e., if he wants his Old Trafford or he wants his Cardiff, then, like I said, get selling. Get on the TV talk shows and sell yourself.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
You
Yeah,
haven't done
yeah,
enough.
yeah. Go out there and because I know he was good friends with Piers Morgan and Great Britain Britain. I mean, go sell
They all
yourself.
the snakes together. But Dillian White isn't the normal, like it's the Mando. So why should he really take 20%? He's the interim champ.
Yeah.
I was like, like at least give him 35% at least. I'm not a manager or anything like that or promoter. I'm not watching pockets, but 40% what he brings to the table. Like Dillian White asking for £7.5 million it's not something that you'd be like, oh, that's so high. Well, you can't pay that. Like Tyson Fury, if you fight Robert Elanius, mate, how much do you think that money's
If he fight for Hellenius, I ain't paying no pay-per-view for it.
I ain't paying
No way.
that.
No one's going to pay it. No one's paying it.
I
No one's
wouldn't
paying
even
it.
probably watch it after. I'd watch it like late down the line, like, oh, let's just see this on a boring Sunday. Like, click it on YouTube. But sporting, you as a compadre of White, have you got anything you can add to this, or because Dillian White has been mighty quiet, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been very quiet. He said that he's not going to speak to anybody until the.
Can everyone mute their mics?
Sorry about that. Sorry.
That's all right. Everyone mute. Go ahead, sports.
Yeah, he said to me that he's not going to be doing any kind of press or anything like that until he actually knows what the official split is. Until it's actually ordered. But I mean, forget that it's Dillian White. Forget that it's Tyson Fury. WBC rules, mandatory 30%, interim 45%. The number should be in between that, not 20%.
Shouldn't be at all. So with this arbitration, are we going to get some kind of decision anytime soon, or what?
No idea.
Because Dillian White, I heard, or whatever, if the arbitrator, Eddie Hearn, I think, said, if the arbitrator rules that it's going to be 80-20 split, then they'll have to go with it. And then but is there still a way with Tyson Fury still finds a way to duck this, even though if the arbitrator says, oh, it's an 80-20 split, exactly what you asked for, do you still see Tyson Fury somehow ducking it? Because he's calling out Francis Ngannou now from the other fame.
Okay, well, look at it this way then. Remember when Frank Warren was talking about Fury versus Wilder? What What was his reason as to why that fight's happening? Because they both wanted it.
Yeah. Two fighters want to fight, the fight happens.
Right. So therefore, quite clearly, Fury ain't that keen on it.
I've said that from day one. I've said it from day one. Oh, you've got Tyson Fury as your pick. Who's got Tyson Fury as their picture? Is that big? No, that's Sporting. And then Beats has got it. I said it from day one. Well, I just hope that it all gets sorted out, and then by the 18th, we'll all know when is that. How many days is that then? The 18th. Don't even know. In 7 days, a week. Yeah, a week. We should be back here, or everyone will do their commentaries, but I'll be back here next week, Monday. Anyway, for my weekly wrap-up show on Monday. So I'm sure will the purse bid be live? That will if it's not gonna. So hang on. So in 7 days time, it goes to purse bid.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Unless they negotiate a deal before then.
Deal with it before that.
Yeah.
Or extend it again.
Or extend. Oh, they better not.
Extend it again. Hopefully they don't extend it against Icons, man.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you all this question real quick before we end this.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're talking about Fury going to go fight Hellenius or Andy Ruiz Jr. and just defend the ring, not the WBC. And I'm hearing like a lot of the Tyson Fury fans saying, well, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Well, what people have said if Joshua said, okay, fine, I want to fight my WBO mandatory Usyk, but I'm not going to be putting the WBA and IBF belts on the line.
Yeah, it's mad. I seen the last time Floyd did that with who did he do that with? He did it with fought and it went and he didn't have a belt on the line. It's when he fell out with his dad. He fell out with his dad and he did a fight with guys, can you help me? Did a fight with and he didn't put there, it was a non-title fight. They just wanted to a non-title fight.
Does that Judah?
No.
No. I don't know.
No, it was before Canelo. It was before he fought Canelo. I forgot who it was. But yeah, he did that. That was the last time I've seen, and that was in 2002. It was in 2000. It was with God, I should remember. And I watched the fight the other day. It was in 2000. Hang on, I have to get it up now. I have to. Hang on. I have to because he did this fight and it was kind of like what did I say? It's like a tune-up, but it was like he wasn't putting up in any of his belts for it. Box rec. And I'll show you who it was. It was, and that was the last part I saw that, and that was 20 years ago.
But I mean, anyway, it's all about what's fair. If there's rules, whether we agree with the rules or not, follow the fucking rules, you know?
Yeah, so why isn't why
don't
wouldn't
give me the small print of well, we can change it at our own discretion.
Yeah.
Yeah, but why wouldn't they?
They gave him a hard time, the WBC. There's no doubt about that. They gave him a very rough trot of it, man.
Yeah.
Rough trot.
I mean, I do agree where, okay, so WBC, they've been messing Dillian White around for a long, long time, so they should be a little bit more open to these negotiations with Dillian, but at the same time, I can also agree it's not Fury's fault. As in, he shouldn't have to pay for the WBC sins.
No. I'm trying to.
Hopefully it resolve itself. You know why it needs to resolve itself? Because, not being funny, and to anyone across them, we're not used to this over here, man. Like, that shit happens across there, all this. You know what I mean? Like,
we'll do this.
Bruno, Lennox Lewis. You know what I mean? Lennox, Gary Mason. We get our shit done here with our domestic fights.
And Brian done, innit?
Yeah.
It was, guys, it was Emmanuel Augustus.
This is PBC top rank shit, man. This shit.
Yeah.
Get the fight sorted.
You're all right. You know, guys, the biggest elephant in the room is that there's only two fights that Tyson, one fight that Tyson Fury is 100% ever been interested in was the cash cow of the Joshua fight, and then all of a sudden he's trying to, fool the British public and the world public that he's actually interested in fighting Usyk. He ain't interested in fighting Usyk. It's always Joshua, mate. It was the best of Britain, him and Joshua. A sellout tour throughout the whole of the British Isles, every talk station, every TV station, get a bit of a rivalry, go on a tour in every city in the UK, sell out stadiums. That is his dream. That's where the money is.
To Nasty Nate, like, you're saying AJ paid Usyk 83 and 70.
I just timed him out anyway.
Right? I know, and he's being really like a bit aggressive.
Yeah.
But the thing is, right, them sanctioning bodies, AJ's paying that, they don't have a rule where the interim champion gets 45%. That's what you're not getting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you idiot. Go away anyway. Boxing Logics United, thank you for the $5 super chat. Peace and pugilism, Shan, and the panel, and thanks a lot. Peace, another $2 super chat. Peace and pugilism, love the hairdo, Shan.
LadyChann, man.
Yeah.
It's quarter to one in the
Yeah,
United
we're going.
Chan, I'm out of here, bro.
Yeah, we're wrapping up. We're wrapping up
We'll wrap
now.
it up.
Guys,
Hey,
just tell them thank you for coming. Boxing Beats and Rhymes. Could you just tell them where to find you? It's Boxing Beats and Rhymes, Kenny Ken. Before you lot all go, Sporting Icons, and then you lot could dip out. So Kenny
Boxing
Ken,
Beats and Rhymes on YouTube.
And on Instagram, Twitter, Beats.
Yep, same thing on Twitter. You know what I mean?
Boxing Beats and Rhymes on Twitter. Yeah, you can find Beats there. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to any of these guys yet, you're silly, really. You've seen them. If you don't know of these guys before coming in here, I don't know where you've been living under a rock. Kenny Ken, one of my favourite new people. Thank you so much for coming. Where can they find you, Kenny Ken?
At White Hot Lane this Sunday. In the away end, I won't be wearing colours for obvious reasons. There's a lot of.
You got to wear white, wouldn't you?
I think Sporting Icons, Beats, and all those people who know about London football know I'll be an absolute pork chop if I wore Arsenal colours in the top of me. But you can actually find me on at Kenny Ken 1972 on Instagram and Twitter. And by the way, I'm Pisces.
Oh, okay, that's what you are. Yeah, I get on well with Pisces, and we have a good laugh on Twitter as well, don't we?
100%.
Yeah, so let's get it. Thanks, Kenny Ken. Come in.
See ya.
Sporting.
Take care,
See you later.
Sporting Icons. Ken.
See you later, Beats. Thank you so much.
See you guys.
Look after yourself. I'll speak to you soon, Beats. Thank you. Sporting Icons. Where can they find you?
They can find me on the neck of Tyson Fury and his rotten minority fan base on their neck. That's where they can find me.
Yeah, that is the fucking fact.
Until they fight Dillian White. I don't care about the split. Just get the goddamn fight on. That's where they can find me.
That's where they can find you. You can find Sporting Icons on. Is it on? Are you on Twitter and Instagram? Well, I know you're on Insta because we were on Insta.
Yeah, Twitter and Instagram. That's all I have. There's some fake other accounts of me out there. It won't be them.
Okay. Yeah, follow the one that I follow, and then it's the real one.
There you go.
Sporting, thank you so much for coming. I know it's extended to my first show back, and I hope you guys appreciated the all-star panel lineup. Thank you, Sporting, for being a part.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And thanks to Kurt, Counterpunch Boxing News. I know he's not feeling too well, so he probably dropped off and thought, fuck this shit. Thank you, Curtie, for coming through. Thank you, Coach Malachi, for coming through. Sporting Icons, Boxing Beats and Rhymes. Julius from Ring IQ, Kenny Ken. Oh, I hate if I've forgotten anyone. Hopefully I ain't forgotten anyone, have I? Unrivaled Boxing. Thank you, Mark, for coming through as well. Anyway, guys, you've been amazing. Thank you for coming back on my first day, and I hope you appreciated the panel. We will be, having panels where be back open, but I thought I'd give you like this type of panel a treat, and it's a definite treat to have all these amazing content creators coming through like a mile again. Woo! Yeah, and with their busy schedules as well. So go and follow them. Go and look at their content. If you like it, I always tell you, subscribe. So I'm going to leave you and tell you. Anyway, I'm gone. Hey girl, it's LadyChann rep nonetheless. Come box with Shan. Gyan. Bye guys. Gyan. LadyChann.
Fight.